offer one of two freshmen that are in the starting lineup this afternoon. The shortstop is going to be Axton McCray, and then the other freshman is going to play the hot corner. That's Jay Griffin. Out in left field, Rice Birds will have a senior, Harper Falke. Austin Fontenot, fellow senior, patrolling center field with Brylan Hogan handling business out there in right field. Behind the plate is a senior, Hayden Prine on the mound. Another senior, the lefty, Dagan Duncan. He's the ace of the Rice Birds staff. He's the one they're going to turn to pick up the home win and hopefully get the Rice Birds higher in the 4A2 regional tournament pecking order. Dagan's had a pretty good season on the mound. He struggled a little bit at the plate. He's been getting a little bit hotter the last 2 weeks. Him and Bo Barnes both. They've had a little thump in the middle of that Rice Bird order the last 2 weeks. But, man, on the mound, Dagan has been pretty consistent. He's got a pretty good fastball, got a nice left-to-right slider, also throws a pretty good off-speed pitch up there, coming from kind of that three-quarter slide on the left side. As we are just about ready, all we need is Dagan to give the thumbs up to our home plate umpire and have Hayden throw it down to second base, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Not sure if we've got our EAB Stuttgart YouTube channel. We are ready to go. 2 thumbs up, says Andrew Skinner. We're on the air, and we are ready for senior night. We're ready for Rice Bird baseball. As we're going to have a start time, it looks like, of about 5:14 this afternoon. So not bad considering all of the festivities and the ceremonies. Only about 15 minutes or so behind the scheduled start as Drake Harris will come to the plate, leading things off from the right side. Wynne in the gray bottoms with the navy tops. They've got the yellow gold numerals. Stuttgart in the home whites. As we're ready for baseball here on a stormy, balmy, hot, humid, windy Monday afternoon. Tell you what, you get a ball in the air to the right side. Hey, Adam, I think we've still got music going. Sorry about that. All right, we're ready to go. As Duncan is... he's not sure what the pitch call is here. He just kind of said, "Are we calling number 3 here? What are we doing?" Whatever the problem was, he's ready to go. From the windup, first pitch, that's a strike, and that's a nice one. Got a little run over the inner half to Harris. Lefty-righty matchup to start things off. Pretty good crowd on senior night. Got a bunch of kids down there. Looks like playing a little basketball up against the dugout as Duncan misses way outside with the 0-1. Rice Birds straight away defensively, playing very shallow and right. Anything out there, that ball is going to get knocked down by this stiff wind that we've got coming out of the due south. As the 1-1's on the way, and that one just misses outside 2-1. Fontenot is shaded a little bit to left center field. Falke guarding the line down at left. Griffin is almost on the cut at third. Here's the 2-1. Off speed at, I believe that was his curveball right there. Caught the inner third, and the count runs to 2-2. Harris waits the 2-2 from Duncan. Here it is. Curveball, that one just spinning. That one stayed up, and the count goes full. Didn't get on top of that one. You could tell his follow-through was a little bit lazy there, and he didn't get on top of that curveball, and it just kind of spun up there eye level. As Harris is trying to work a leadoff walk here in the top of the first inning. And he swings and misses, and that's the first out. So strikeout of Harris gets us going. And that brings Stewart, the third baseman, to the plate. Harris probably extended that zone just a little bit. That pitch was outside, but he hacked away at it anyway. Stewart also from the left side, the right side, I'm sorry. As Duncan starts him off with a high fastball for ball 1. So Dunk still looking for the strike zone early on. Actually, the first game that we've called that Dagan was the starter. Curveball and a good one, 1-1. We've called some games that Nathan Spoon started, Jay Griffin started. I think we called a game Axton McCray started. First time we've seen Dagan on the bump here this season. Every other game we've either been doing softball or he started on the road. That curveball misses high, and that's a 2-1 count now. Boy, I tell you, so far, it's either been right in the zone or way out of the zone. He hadn't missed fine at all. It has been a wide berth of the strike zone when Duncan misses here. 2-1. Well, that one was pretty close. A little bit down and in, 3-1. As Dagan trying to settle in here. Swing and a miss. Duncan has kind of been a slow starter. If you're going to get him, typically you got to get the lefty early. Because once he settles in the middle innings, he's pretty tough to hit. That first inning has been when he's gotten touched up. It's been in the first. Here's the 3-2. He just missed off the inner half, and that's a one-out walk. Duncan thought he might have gotten a backwards K there, but Stewart heads down to first base. That brings Cooper Thompson, the first baseman, to the plate. A little lefty-lefty action here. As Thompson will dig in from the left side. Dunk has to work from the stretch. Stuttgart's going to move Fontenot shaded to right center now. A lot of room in left center. Stewart will take a baby lead over there at first. Barnes holds him on. First pitch is a strike on the corner. Here's the 0-1 from Duncan as he comes set from the belt. Here it is. That's a strike, middle third there. Not sure where Thompson wants it, but that ball was on a T, 0-2 now. Dunk's way ahead. As he comes set with the 0-2 to Thompson. Swinging a foul. Already have the lights on here at the complex. Hadn't seen much sun today, and that's probably been a good thing with the weather. As Duncan comes 0-2, misses high. They're going to snap behind the runner. He's back in time. Boy, if Barnes had been at the bag, he might have got him. Brian didn't really turn it loose. Barnes was about 5 feet in front of the bag, and so that was closer than it should have been. Stewart just kind of took his time getting back to first base as Duncan gets ready for the 1-2 to Thompson. Here it is. Misses outside, 2-2. Duncan takes a little extra time off the rubber, takes a deep breath. Now he comes set, has the ball in his glove right in front of his belly button. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that's 2 gone, both on strikeouts. Dunk kind of pumped up and threw that one by Thompson. A little more velo on that outside fastball brings the shortstop Evan McConnell to the plate. Connell will bat from the right side. Pretty good-sized kid up there. They've got some big old boys there in Cross County. So 2 gone, runner at first is Stewart. They're going to check on him. Well, they had him leaning. He got back in time. Boy, Dagan is very animated out there on the mound. I remember last season, late in the year, he got a strikeout, kind of put the sword on the batter, and the home plate umpire had to come out to the grass and say, hey, don't do that. But he's an animated cat. He backs it up pretty well, though. First pitch to McConnell. Inside. Duncan's throwing a lot of pitches here in the top of the first. Again, you need to get him. If you're going to get him, you typically have to get him early. Stuttgart playing very deep in left. Falke is pretty good ways out there with the righty at the plate. Here's the 1-0. Well, that's a good curveball. Had McConnell out on his front foot. Couldn't pull the trigger, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. It is so humid. As Duncan sets with the 1-1, he's going to check on the base runner back in time. As, boy, a lot of offense over on the softball field. Stuttgart's ahead of Wynne, 4-2. Looks like they're still batting. Maybe still batting in the first. I can't tell. Now, Coach Brown is going to, actually, the Wynne coach, I think they're wondering if Dagan's balking. My only guess. That's the only reason you would have that conversation. Tell you what, the balk call is so difficult. If you're a coach, sometimes you can just get in the head of an umpire and you get a call, because I don't know if anybody really knows how the balk call works, although our umpire is in awful position right now with a runner at first and 2 outs. Here's the 1-1. Curveball, swing and a miss. That was a spinner. McConnell may not get a better pitch to hit than that one. He swings through it, and it's 1-2. But, yeah, our base umpire, he's standing on the first base side of second base. I've never seen this positioning in my life, unless he is just paying attention to Duncan, which that's not his job. Well, I mean, that is one of his jobs. It's not his only job. There goes the runner, swing and a miss. It doesn't matter. Duncan strikes out the side, and Wynne will leave one stranded. 4 come to the plate. 1 gets on, 3 strike out, and Wynne goes empty in the top of the first inning. Stuttgart has the top of the order when we come back in 90 seconds. You're listening to Ricebird Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Jordan Pope, RN Injector at The Method by the Katie Shack. If you've been wanting to feel more confident in your skin but still look like you, I'd love to help. I offer tox treatments, dermal filler, and collagen building services like Sculptra and microneedling, all customized to you. Nothing overdone, just natural, refreshed results. Call The Method by the Katie Shack at 870-873-4300 to schedule your personalized consultation, and let's create a plan just for you.
A generator is one of those things you never think about until you really need it. Luckily, Durden's in Stuttgart is your local authorized Generac dealer, and that means we can sell, install, and provide warranty service on your generator. And that's a big deal, because a generator is a big investment, and you're depending on it to work properly when you need it. Call us today at 673-1356 to learn more about home backup options, portable generators, and even commercial options for your business. And let's save the candlelight dinners just for date night.
Durden's in Stuttgart. Guaranteed comfort since 1960.
Baptist Health Medical Center Stuttgart is your trusted partner in wellness. With services like cardiology, orthopedics, and women's health, we provide safe, expert care backed by Arkansas's largest and most preferred healthcare provider. Utilizing advanced technology and an emergency department staffed by highly qualified, dedicated providers, we provide the immediate care you and your family can count on when it matters most. Comprehensive services, knowledgeable caregivers, state-of-the-art technology, caring environment, Christian compassion. Trust Baptist Health. To learn more, visit baptist-health.com.
Ricebird Baseball, bottom of the first inning, Stuttgart and Wynne, no score. It's going to be a battle of the Southpaws on the field today. Dagan, a lefty on the mound, and Wynne will also send a lefty, number 22, Maddox Wingo. Very similar, Dagan and Maddox. Looks like Wingo maybe even a little bit more three-quarter slot than what Dagan is. He is definitely whipping it up there. So here we go, Austin Fontenot. He's like, man, I got to see a lefty. Doesn't happen very often. But Austin, one of 6 seniors, he will dig in from the left side. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Dunk struck out the side in the road half. Third baseman in on the grass. Everybody else is back pretty deep, actually, as the first pitch is a strike. Boy, they are playing Austin pretty deep out there, especially consider the way that wind is blowing. Might have him shaded a little bit to right center. As the 0-1 swing and a miss. Austin kind of went fishing on that one. He didn't see that one out of his hands. That was the slider. Tough pitch left on left, sweeping away from you. He's going to have to battle 0-2 now. Swinging a foul right back up to us. No net. That'd have been right. Andrew, you'd have had that one, man. You'd have been right there with it, yeah. Goodness. That was our moment up here. Yeah. Autograph. Fontenot digs in. They're going to go with that slider. 0-2. There it is. Misses way outside. That was just kind of a waste pitch. Ball and 2 strikes now. I see what they're doing down there playing basketball. They're using the vent kind of as their goal. that vent on the side of the dugout. That's the goal for the basketball guys down there. Here's the 1-2 to Fontenot. Good take, 2-2. Coach Deaton making his way into the press box. That was a good take. That's going to give Austin an opportunity maybe to get a fastball here. 2-2. There it is, and he hits it through the first baseman for a leadoff single. I tell you what, he didn't hit it well, but he placed it well, but that base hit was because he laid off of a really good 1-2 slider. The pitch before is where he earned that base hit. So a leadoff single for Austin Fontenot brings the third baseman, freshman Jay Griffin, from a senior to a freshman. With the wind the way it is and Stuttgart struggles to put runs across the board this season, you got to wonder, is going to play small ball early. Coach Brown doesn't have any issue putting a bunt down. Wynne kind of thinking about it. They've got the third baseman about a foot on the grass. Middle's at double play depth. First baseman holds Fontenot. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt and might have fouled it off at the plate. So 1 strike on Griffin. Harper Falke in the on-deck circle. He was inserted into the lineup about a third of the way into the season, and he's swinging the bat pretty good. Been probably as consistent of a bat as Stuttgart has had. Here's the 0-1. No bunt. Hits one right back through the box into the gap in right center field. Get on your horse, Fontenot. He rounds second. Griffin's going to try to stretch it into a double. Throw is not in time, and the Ricebirds have runners at second and third. Nobody out. Griffin took a chance. If the shortstop would have been standing, the shortstop was the cut man for third base. The second baseman was not where he should have been. So really no communication there for Wynne. They didn't cut that well at all, and as a result, the Birds have 2 on with nobody out and Harper Falke at the plate. Good start for Stuttgart. Single, double, and now senior Harper Falke has an opportunity to give Stuttgart their first run of the afternoon. Here's the first one. Falke hits it in the air. It's not going to be deep enough. It's going to be the shortstop. He will catch it, and there's 1 out. So that's not going to do the job. So Falke out on a pop-up to the shortstop. That brings cleanup man, Mr. Bo Barnes. He's the first baseman this afternoon. He plays at both corners, as he will try to give Stuttgart the lead with probably just about anything but a strikeout or a pop-up. I'm sure Wynne will concede the run at third for an out, as the first pitch to Wingo is taken for a strike. Pretty good pitch there. Caught the outer third. Runners get their leads at second and third. As Wingo, the lefty, comes set. Here's the pitch. Barnes shows bunt, and did he get it back? Well, he didn't pull it back with too much time to spare if he did. I think they called it a ball, I think. He didn't really make a call, yeah. So I'm assuming that means it's a 1-1 count. Little surprised to see the cleanup man square there. It's going to bring the third baseman in another step. Here's the 1-1. Barnes fouls it off the end of his bat to the net, and he's going to have to hit with 2 strikes. Fontenot did. Fontenot was 1-2, and then hit a base hit into right field. See if Bo can pick up his teammates here, as Nathan Spoon waits in the on-deck circle. Here it is. Outside, hit to the right side. It's going to be foul. If it would have been fair, it would have scored a run, but that's 2 that he's just cued off the end of the bat there. We'll do it again. As Griffin trots back to second. Fontenot trots back to third. Can't leave these runners stranded. Stuttgart, although they've hit better of late, they have really struggled offensively this season. Here's the 1-2. Way outside, 2-2. Softball is runs everywhere. 4-3. Stuttgart in front right now. As the 2-2's on the way, swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, and there's 2 outs. So Barnes doesn't get it done. He goes down swinging, and now it's going to take a base hit. Nathan Spoon, the sophomore. Boy, he had a good game on the mound last week. He's had a couple of good quality starts the last 2 weeks. I assume he'll be the starter on Thursday when Stuttgart plays Wynne. Goes to Wynne, I should say. Here's the pitch to Spoon outside. Boy, leadoff runners at second and third, nobody out. You got to get a run home. Got to find a way. Dagan Duncan in the on-deck circle. He would love to bat. If he does, it probably means Stuttgart has scored. 1-0, swinging a tip, foul into the glove, strike one. A lot of room out there in left center as they're guarding the line. Expecting the wind to push it that way, I'm sure. Here's the 1-1. Outside, good take. That was a slider that just kind of stayed out. He kind of shows that slider a little bit. When he's going off speed, he kind of slows his arm motion down just a hair. Wingo comes set, ready with the 2-1. Inside. 2-2. Excuse me, 3-1. I'm sorry. Spoon's hit a lot of different places in the lineup. Started the year in the bottom. He's worked his way down to that 5 spot. Big RBI spot here. 3-1. That one misses outside. The bases are loaded. Hey, can't write the script any better. The senior Dagan Duncan comes to the plate with 2 outs and the bases loaded here in the bottom of the first inning. That's what you like. You got to love these moments. See if Dagan can help himself here, hit one into the gap, score 2, maybe 3. Not sure how fast Spoon is over there at first, but he might could score to something to the wall, although it's going to take a Herculean shot for a lefty to hit one to the wall today. That wind is howling. First pitch is on the way to Dunk. Dagan takes, that's a generous outside corner for strike one. As Wingo looks to work out of the bases loaded jam here in the first. Popped him up. Is it going to stay in? No, I think it's going to find the seats. Wynn's going to push everything to the air back toward the left side. You can look out there, all the pine trees in right field, they're just swaying. Swaying in the breeze. 2 strikes on Duncan. Got to put one in play. Here it is. Off speed, misses. 1-2. Here's the 1-2 from Wingo. Swinging a ground ball to the shortstop. Hit slowly. They're going to have to be quick. They boot it. 1 run scores. And the Rice Birds lead it 1-0 on an infield single from Dagan Duncan. Boy, I tell you, take whatever you can. Fontenot crosses the plate. Everybody's safe. The bases are still loaded. And Hayden Prine, another senior, will have an opportunity here. That was a tough one from the bat. Hit it right off the end of the bat, kind of a cue shot to the left side. The third baseman, Stewart, tried to cut it off, but he booted it. I'm not sure if they're going to call it an E6. Can't be an E6. Has to be the third baseman. So they're going to call it an error. We'll call it an E5, although I think that's a tough error. But I ain't the official score. I don't think they would have gotten Duncan anyway. Covington will pinch run for Dunk over there at first as Hayden Prine awaits the first pitch from Wingo. Here it is, and Prine hits it in the air. Right side and out of play. Oh, 1. As Prine awaits the pitch. Here it is, outside. Good take there. He hit his spot, but he was a little off the plate there. Ball and a strike on Stuttgart's catcher. One, a little further outside, 2-1. Nowhere to put him. Prine will take an easy RBI. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1, hit in the air, center field. That's going to be right at the center fielder. The wind's going to knock it down, and that's the it. for the Rice Birds. Boy, the Wynne kind of killed that one. He hit it pretty well, but ended up being a can of corn to center field. Rice Birds lead it 1-0 as we head to the top of the second inning. 5, 6, and 7 for the Yellow Jackets. When we come back in 90 seconds, you're listening to Rice Bird Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Hello, this is Jennifer Smith from Wilkerson Jewelers in downtown Stuttgart. Mother's Day and graduation are right around the corner, and there's no better way to celebrate than with a gift that lasts forever. From beautiful diamond jewelry and classic gold pieces for mom to meaningful necklaces, rings, and watches for the graduate, Wilkerson Jewelers has something for every milestone. Stop by and let our team help you find the perfect gift and wrap it up beautifully too. Wilkerson Jewelers in downtown Stuttgart. Let us make memories with you.
Express Employment Professionals in Stuttgart has immediate openings for all job types and skill levels. Come in today to apply or go online to expresspros.com. Express is now hiring clerical, office administration, warehouse and production, equipment operators, CDL drivers, welders, machine operators, general labor, and all sorts of skilled trades. Even if you're just thinking about a new job, start your search with Express Employment Professionals at 1904 South Main in Stuttgart. Come in today or go online to expresspros.com.
Hi, this is Lori Ann Brown, and here at Farmers and Merchants Bank, we've been part of the community since 1945, and that means something important. We're locally owned and operated right here in Arkansas. The folks making decisions at our bank live right here. We know the soil, the community, and the value of your word. We combine the best of modern banking with old-fashioned, neighborly trust because our success is tied directly to yours. Come in and talk to a hometown expert. Farmers and Merchants Bank, rooted in Arkansas, growing communities, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hayden Prine's fly ball to center field. The Wynne absolutely killed it. Now, that might have been a bases clearing double, maybe a triple. That ball was hit really well, but it absolutely hung up out there. Stuttgart got one across, so they didn't strand the bases loaded. It was a Dagan Duncan squibber to the shortstop. It ended up being the third baseman that fielded it. As Dagan Duncan looks to work the second inning. He struck out the side in the first. He'll face 5, 6, and 7. Here in just a moment, the pitcher Maddox Wingo, then the catcher Christian Gutierrez, and your center fielder Austin Owens. As John Fogerty playing over the PA system. That's my man now, John Fogerty. Saw John Fogerty in concert about 10 years ago. John Fogerty and ZZ Top. That was a good concert. That was a good concert. It really was. Man, it was awesome. Pretty much everything Fogerty does, I'm like, 2 thumbs up. In his solo career, as well as, of course, little Creedence Clearwater Revival. You could tell I play a lot of CCR on Friday nights during football games. All right, here we go. Pitcher on pitcher, lefty on lefty, as Duncan works the first one to Wingo, and he almost hit him. Came up and in. You got to be able to pitch inside, Coach. You got to be able to pitch inside. Duncan's not afraid. I wouldn't mess with him. He's a big old boy. Here's the 1-0. That's a good pitch off of that first one. That's a curveball slider that caught the plate. 1-1. That's how you tunnel a pitch now. Rice Birds lead it 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. That's another good one. 2-1-2. Back-to-back sliders catch the plate. Duncan's ahead of Wingo. 5-4 in the softball game. Wynne scored 3 in the second to take a 1-run lead. Birds are batting in the second. That's a doubleheader on the softball game. Is he going to go 3 in a row? Oh, swing and a miss at a fastball, and that's 4 strikeouts, 4 plate appearances for the Jackets, and Dunk is looking like he might be locking in here. He went fastball, slider, slider, and then he busted him in with the fastball, and Wingo didn't have a chance. Really good pitch selection there. And Duncan executed. Christian Gutierrez, I guess, is what we're going with. The catcher in the right side, he's ready. Dunk misses that one away. The only thing I remember from Spanish is it typically is pronounced and spelled exactly the way it sounds. They don't have any of those silly silent letters like we have like that English has. I was a big fan of that. Here's the 1-0. Downstairs 2-0. Remember when I got to college and they told me I had to be proficient to the intermediate level in A4 language to get my degree? I was like, this could be a problem. I survived, but it was sketchy. Here's the 2-0. Hit that one right off the end of the bat, almost into the Riceburg dugout down that third baseline. Spring football just around the corner. Coach Price and his Birds. I think it's either next week or the next week, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe next week. Spring ball, hard to believe it. It'll be here before you know it. Here's the 2-1. Outside. I tell you what, looking around the state, I don't see a dominant team out there. I think the Birds have an opportunity to do something special in 26. Not calling a state title, but I am saying they got an opportunity to be a favorite. Is that we're number one in the preseason? Wouldn't shock me. Here's the 3-1. That's a strike. Of course, when you're returning basically the entire defense, you got Kane Price at quarterback, you got a pretty good couple of running backs. I think it's going to come down to an offensive line. Can Coach Price get an offensive line? If he can, I think Stuttgart's got an opportunity to win one. Here's the next one. Swing and a miss, and Duncan comes all the way back to strike out his fifth batter. Duncan has locked in here on senior night as 5 strikeouts with 2 outs in the second. Every one of them swinging, too. Brings the center fielder Austin Owens to the plate with 2 outs and the bases empty. Birds lead 1-0, top 2. Tell you what, Stuttgart, get to that 4A2 regional. I don't care who they play. All you got to do is win one game. Ooh, we'll take that. Prine did a good job of framing that one in on the inner third, and there's an 0-1 count on the center fielder for the Jackets. Anytime you got Duncan, if he's locked in, he gives you a chance. Would be the second straight state tournament appearance for the Rice Birds. That one doesn't miss by much, 1-1. Where Stuttgart made their first state tournament appearance last year. Had to go, or not their first, but their first since 2013. Got that right here at the Rice Bird Athletic Complex against Jonesboro Westside. 1-1, that's a must have missed up, might have missed out. Didn't miss by much, no matter what. 2-1, little out. 2-1. Duncan, back in contact, ready with the windup. That's a good breaking ball for 2-2. So far, Duncan's breaking pitch has been his best offering. His fastball's been a little bit erratic, but boy, if he can hone that in, he's got an opportunity to go deep today. Here's the 2-2. Foul ball right side. It's going to reach the bullpen. Nothing happened at Mosley today. Well, there's somebody walking the track. I think that person's got a weighted vest on. That's dedication. Maybe. Can't tell. I think that's a weighted vest. And walking's hard enough as it is. Woo, didn't miss by much downstairs, full count. I think it's a lady. Couldn't tell. Yeah. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty, 1-0 Stuttgart. Top of the second inning, Dagan Duncan works the 3-2 to Owens. Here it is. Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. Rice Birds lead it 1-0. They'll see an 8, 9, and then the top of the order, and Austin Fontenot to the plate when we come back in 90 seconds. You're listening to Rice Bird Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Jordan Poe, RN Injector at The Method by the Katy Shack. If you've been wanting to feel more confident in your skin but still look like you, I'd love to help. I offer tox treatments, dermal filler, and collagen building services like Sculptra and microneedling, all customized to you. Nothing overdone, just natural, refreshed results. Call The Method by the Katy Shack at 870-873-4300 to schedule your personalized consultation, and let's create a plan just for you.
Tohatsu Outboard offers 4-stroke motors from 2.5 to 250 horsepower, and all with a 5-year warranty. Built with their one-of-a-kind direct injection technology, Tohatsu has revolutionized environmental performance, uncompromising their pursuit of durable and lightweight outboard motors. And with interest rates as low as 4.99% financing, now is the time to get a new Tohatsu motor from Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. Call Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart or click on maxbw.com. Great service and competitive prices. Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. The hunt begins here.
Take on any project with help from Stedman's Ace Hardware. During the spring sale event, save on DeWalt tools like the 20-volt circular saw for $129 with rewards. Save $60 on a DeWalt drill and impact kit and take $100 off a DeWalt fast charger. You'll also find savings on Craftsman tools. It's all happening now at Stedman's Ace Hardware, 110 South College in downtown Stuttgart. Sale ends April 28th. Stedman's Ace, the helpful place.
Browland Hogan leads things off for the Rice Birds in the bottom of the second inning. His team leading Wynne 1-0 as Dagan Duncan has faced one from the minimum. 6 outs for the Yellow Jackets, 6 strikeouts. In the K column for Dagan Duncan. Wingo, the other lefty, starts off Hogan with a fastball that just clips the outside corner for strike one. Browland has moved into the starting lineup couple of, probably 3 weeks ago with the injury to Cameron Rogers as he was injured sliding, I believe into third it was, against Star City. He's going to show bunt, pulls it back, and must have been down as the pitch or the count goes to 1-1. He's kind of been a stalwart in the bottom of the order, played pretty good right field, brings a little athleticism to the Rice Birds lineup as he's ready with the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Browland's just kind of one of those kids that you just like to be around. Plays hard. Always got a smile on his face. As the 1-2, swing and a miss, kind of expanded his zone there. And there's one out. Axton McCray now. McCray probably will come into the game if Duncan tires. He's typically been the first man out of the bullpen. Well, I guess from shortstop as it is tonight, but hopefully we don't need Axton tonight, and he can be fully fresh and ready to go on Thursday. As Wingo starts him off with a fastball on the corner for strike one. McCray kind of shakes his head. He thought that one might have been a little out. He might have been right. He might have been right, might have been a little up too. Here's the 0-1. Curveball grounded to the shortstop, slowly hit, and it got under his glove, didn't get the tailgate down, and that is an E6 one-out base runner. That's just a unforced mistake there on McConnell. And that brings it back to the top of the order. And Austin Fontenot led things off in the first with a single, came around to score on that little squibber by Dagan Duncan. That's the difference in this one as McCray has let's call that an average lead out there at first. Here's the pitch, and Fontenot bunts it down the third base line. Boy, that would have been a dandy, but it was about 6 inches foul. That was bunting for a hit. That wasn't a sacrifice. Fontenot was trying to get on base. Either way, that was going to be a good one. It was either going to be a sacrifice or a little slap bunt to the third base side. That was almost very well executed. Might have been bunted a little hard. He probably would have gotten thrown out, but that was a pretty good one. Here's the 0-1 to Fontenot. Austin takes one just on the inner third. 0-2. He hit it out of an 0-2 hole the last time he was at the plate. Kind of hit it right out of the reach of the Yellow Jacket first baseman, Thompson. Thompson holding on, so a little bit bigger hole over there right now for Fontenot. Here it is. Good take. That was the slider from Wingo. That's probably been his out pitch today. Again, Thompson having to hold on McCray. That's going to open up a little bit more room on the right side for Fontenot if he can get around on one. Here's the 1-2. Popped it the other way. That's trouble. It's going to be foul, but that's going to be trouble. Third baseman can't make the play. Wynne just kept pushing it. Fontenot stays alive. Ball and 2 strikes, 1 out. Axton McCray stands at first. He reached on an E6. Top of the Rice Bird order at the plate now. Leading 1-0. Good take. Up and in, 2-2. Fontenot. Good command of the strike zone. Has worked the count back into more of his favor. 2-2. McCray takes the lead. Wingo comes set. Here's the pitch. Fontenot check swing. Doesn't go around, and the count goes full. So from 0-2 to 3-2. Wingo's been kind of fishing around the edges, and that was really a very good 2-2 pitch. Kind of buried the slider, but Fontenot laid off. As Wingo sets from the belt. They're going to check on McCray, I'm sorry. Tell you what, he just barely came set. There was not much of a discernible pause there by Wingo. McCray with a little smaller lead at first now with the 3-2 count. We'll see if they start the runner. No. And it's a foul tip into the net, and there's 2 gone. Fontenot got a piece of it, but not enough, and he goes down. As Jay Griffin comes to the plate. Jay doubled. Really, it was more of a single, but he stretched it into a double, very aggressive on the base paths. He was stranded at third back in the first. He's going to have to put another one in the gap to potentially score McCray. See if the Rice Birds are aggressive here. That pitch misses up and away. With 2 outs in the top of the order, or near the top of the order at the plate, you can be a little more aggressive, leading 1-0 in the early innings. McCray not a speed merchant out there by any means, but they're going to throw behind McCray. He got back in time. Well, you see that a lot more than you used to. Catchers confidently throwing behind runners. Used to not see that much at all. Been a lot more of it the last few years, though. Here's the 2-0. Griffin takes a strike on the corner. I bet if they get to a 2-strike count, McCray will start the runner, even with the lefty on the mound. He doesn't have much of a lead. He doesn't look like a man that's going anywhere. 2-1, foul to the backstop. Harper Falke picks up that baseball. He's going to keep it in his back pocket. He'll deliver it to the home plate umpire if he gets there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Second inning, 1-0. Rice Birds lead. There goes McCray, and it's hit right to where the shortstop left from. McCray's going to round second. He'll coast into third, and the Rice Birds have him on the corners. So I don't know if that was a called hit and run or not, but that ball was hit right where the second baseman vacated. And the Rice Birds have an opportunity to grab a 2-out run here. Harper Falke's got to get a base hit to do it, but McCray stands at third, and Jay Griffin stands at first. He's 2 for 2 today. That was a good piece of hitting. I like the aggressiveness in this situation by Coach Brown. Like it a lot. Put pressure on the defense. That's Falke. He popped up to the shortstop. Back in the first inning, he bats with runners at the corners to see if they start Griffin. They do not, and that's a swing and a miss on a, no, they say he got a piece of it. 0-1. They're going to hold, they're going to hold Griffin over there at first, try to keep him close. As Wingo comes set, stares at Griffin over there at first. There goes the runner, swing and a miss. The throw is going to be held on to. He's not going to let it go. Kind of pump faked it. And now a base hit scores 2, but it's an 0-2 count on Falke. So the Rice Birds have had base runners both innings. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3 called. That one was belt high. May not get a better pitch to hit. And the Rice Birds have stranded 4 here this afternoon. They leave 2 in the second, and we head to the top of the third, leading 1-0. Back in 90 seconds, you're listening to Ricebird Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Pearson Company, 209 North Burkle in Stuttgart, has been your specialist in design, sales, and installation of pre-engineered steel buildings for many years. With a workforce of highly trained and skilled workmen, Pearson Company has constructed a variety of business, church, commercial, and farm equipment buildings. For professional service, whether it be repair on existing buildings or a new pre-engineered steel building, look to Pearson Company, 209 North Burkle in Stuttgart. Call 673-6984.
Hi, this is Kim Bethay.
And Emily Smith, Kim and M from Coker-Hampton Drug Company and Gift Shop.
Teacher Appreciation Week is your chance to say thank you.
And we've made it easy with gifts they'll love.
From classroom favorites to personal treats,
We'll help you find something thoughtful and meaningful.
stop by Coker-Hampton, 218 South Main in downtown Stuttgart, or call or text 870-659-0777.
Are you tired of unreliable internet service? Do you constantly run over your data plan? Are you having trouble getting internet service where you live? With TechStream high-speed internet, you'll get consistent high speeds and low latency that doesn't stop at city limits. TechStream high-speed internet is perfect for homes, small and large businesses, farmers, and hunting clubs. You'll be able to stream, game, and surf with no interruptions. Servicing Arkansas, Lonoke, Prairie, Jefferson, and Lincoln counties. TechStream is your locally owned and operated high-speed internet solution. Call toll-free 866-268-0101 or visit TechStream.net.
8-9-1 in the Yellow Jacket lineup as Dagan Duncan on the mound for his third inning of work. He has struck out the side in the first and the second. He'll face Magnum Posey, Havner, and the leadoff man Drake Harris here in the third. Ricebirds lead it 1-0. They've out-hit the Yellow Jackets 3-0. Wynne with a couple of errors so far. One of those errors did lead to Stuttgart's only run. Softball is in an offensive battle, 5-5 in the third inning. Wynne scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second. Ricebird scored 4 in the first and 1 in the third. Doubleheader over on the softball field. One game here. Stuttgart will travel to Wynne on Thursday afternoon. As Dunk brings the first, and that is it might have been a strike, but Prine couldn't squeeze it, so it's going to be ball one. It's like the sun's trying to pop through the clouds here. May not be the best thing for the severe weather outlook, but that one's in the dirt. Boy, I tell you, Prine wore that one. Two-0 on the Jackets' second baseman, Magnum Posey. Here's the 2-0 as Dunk's, nope, he's going to step off. Ricebird straight away defensively. Fontenot shading to left center. Bo Barnes in on the grass at first, outside. Duncan's got to find that strike zone. The fastball's been a little erratic today. Breaking stuff has been nasty. Here's the 3-0. That's a strike. Oh, no, they're going to say it was down. I'm sorry. My apologies. So Posey with the 4-pitch walk. That's the second base run of the afternoon against Duncan. That's the old dreaded leadoff walk. That brings the left fielder Elijah Havner to the plate. Let's see. I about betcha they're going to square Havner here. Posey with a little lead over there at first base says, I bet Dunk checks on him. Yep, they're going to square, and he takes one outside. Prine throws behind the runner. He's back. So Dunk hadn't thrown a strike yet in the third. He has thrown 5 straight out of the zone. Wynne may actually take the bunt off and make Duncan throw a strike here. I don't know. If you're Stuttgart, you almost would welcome an out. Almost. Here's the 1-0. Shows bunt. Bunts it foul. Tell you what, Duncan would have missed there as well. That almost hit Havner. He kind of bunted that one out of safety. It was kind of a little self-defense. 1-1. Yeah, he pulls that bunt off. That's 2-0. A little surprised, honestly. Duncan has really lost the strike zone here in the third. Kind of helping out the lefty a little bit. Here's the 1-1. They're going to check on Posey. He's back. As Duncan comes set with the 1-1. Havner doesn't square, and he takes a pitch inside, 2-1. Duncan still hadn't thrown a strike. He got that bunt foul, but that one was out of the zone. 2-1. Here it is. Ground ball, right side foul. That was a better pitch there. Keaton Byers with a nice play in front of the dugout. Hopefully he's back for football season. He had a little shoulder surgery. But probably close to 2 months ago now. 6 weeks. He had a labrum issue maybe. As Duncan brings the 2-2 to Havner. They're going to check on him. I tell you what, that was just about a balk there. Now the Wynne coach has got a gripe there. He stepped on the wrong side of the rubber to go to first. I see where, if that's his complaint, that was real close to the line. But again, the balk calls, you got to know if you're going to make that call. As Duncan sets the 2-2. Oh, what are we going to call here? I thought he rung him up. He thought about ringing him up, and then he said, no, it's 3-2. Coach Brown's out of the dugout about 10 feet. He wants to know, but he almost rung him up. He would have been wrong if he would have, though. That ball was well out of the zone. So 3-2 is what it should be. Of course, that doesn't change the home team from being a little frustrated. Don't walk the number 9 man here. 3-2, swinging a foul. He's alive. That one's going into the parking lot. Ooh. Good thing there wasn't a car in that spot. That would have been a broken windshield. Boy, those fellas are running to go get that baseball. They better pay attention and not get hit by a car. That'd be terrible. Here's the 3-2 from Duncan. Walked him. That is a tough situation there, walking the 8 and 9 man to lead off the third inning. Dagan has been absolutely stellar, but he's struggled with that strike zone a little bit, to be true. Infield flies in effect. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Top of the order, and Drake Harris at the plate. Back-to-back walks have given Wynne a good opportunity here. Harris struck out to lead off the game. Icebergs bring the infield in. Now, the corners. They're going to show bunt. Here's the pitch. Pulls it back, takes a strike. With runners at first and second, Duncan will have to be responsible for that third base line, which is easier as a lefty. You're naturally falling off to that side, but because Griffin will have to stay put at third. Here's the 0-1. Shows bunt again and bunts it foul. Boy, you hate the top of the lineup to go over on the bunt with runners at first and second and nobody out. That will frustrate you. My leadoff man's got to do a job here. Icebergs bring the shortstop in a little bit tighter to second base. Second baseman Kirkdoffer's in regular depth at second, so he's playing straight away. Here's the 0-2. Will they show again? No, and that's a pitch high. That's a good waste. Well, the basketball game's over, I think. That's just changed. They're not playing it toward the vent anymore. Now they're trying to hit the big S on the dugout. Oh, no, that's a sticky ball. It's a different ball. Here's the 1-2. Curveball that doesn't quite get in the zone, 2-2. Yeah, that's some kind of a sticky ball they've got down there. Yeah, winding up. They didn't stick that time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big pitch here. Missed in. Oh, he called it a strike. Holy crud, we'll take it. We'll take it, folks. That's a strikeout of Harris, and there's one gone. That ball was a foot inside. We'll take it, though. Stewart at the plate. He walked in the second. So all 7 of the outs have been strikeouts so far. See if Dunk can do a little Houdini action here in the third. Runners at first and second. 1 out. Third baseman Noah Stewart at the plate. Duncan takes a deep breath. Now he's going to step off. He wants Prine to run through those signs again. Umpires had a little trouble in this inning with that strike zone. Now Duncan's ready. Comes set. Pitch to Stewart is a strike. One strike on the batter. They're going to back Bo Barnes up at first. They don't expect the bunt anymore. Here's the 0-1, swinging a drive center field. Fontenot's going to play it on a hop. He's going to throw to the plate. It's offline, and a run's going to score. And it's 1-1. So Fontenot's throw up the line at first. If it's on the money, he's got him out by a few feet. But that is going to be an RBI single from Noah Stewart to tie the score. Posey must have been running in quicksand, because he wasn't even close to the plate by the time the ball got there. He was not making much progress from second. He must have not have gotten a good jump. Here's the first pitch outside in the dirt. Prine does a really good job of smothering it. Cooper Thompson, the batter, he struck out in the first, as he's trying to give his Yellow Jackets the lead here. Runners at first and second, 1 out. As that leadoff walk came around to score on the 1-out single. Fontenot shading to right center, a lot of room in left. Here's the 1-0 to Thompson. Swinging a ground ball foul. That one going to get into the corner. Keaton Byers getting his steps in out there. He was digging hard for that baseball in the corner. Looked like he was covering a receiver at his safety position. And now he's walking back. Kind of ran out of gas. Here's the 1-1, swinging a miss on a breaking ball, 1-2. Good pitch, not a good swing from Thompson. Ricebirds will send 4, 5, and 6 to the plate, hopefully with a tie score. Work to be done in the third, however. Just 1 gone, 2 on. Here's the 1-2, outside up. And it's 2-2. Softball score, let's see. Still 5-5. I think Stuttgart is batting in the fourth. Fontenot playing dang near right center field. 2-2 from Dunk. Here it is. Curveball, strike 3 called, and there's 2 outs. So Thompson goes down on strikes for the second time today. That one might have been a generous outside corner, but it was a sweeper. It might have caught the edge there. Pretty close to be taken with a 2-strike count. And now Evan McConnell will bat. McConnell struck out to end the first. A little chirping coming from the Wynne side of things, as they've had a couple of guys called out on strikes on pitches that were borderline at best. So Duncan trying to get out of this with no more damage done. Comes set, checks on the runner at second. Now he comes to the plate outside and high. Ball and no strikes. Duncan Sets, here it is, inside in the dirt. Prine with another really good stop there. Hey, man. 2-0. So by far, this is the most work that Duncan's had to do today. He has really struggled to find the strike zone here in the third. On the way. Swinging a drive, center field. Fontenot comes in, he stumbles, it's going to hit the ground. They're going to stop the runner at third. Interesting coaching decision there, as the bases will be loaded and 2 outs. I mean, it was shallow. It was definitely going to draw a throw, but dadgum with 2 outs. Just a little surprising there that they stopped the runner. Yeah, it was going to be a shot now. There was going to be a play at the plate, but maybe they got confidence in Maddox Wingo to do the job here. Lefty on lefty. So that's 2 singles and 2 walks in the inning. Bases are loaded, 2 outs, and we're tied at 1 now. As Maddox Wingo can help himself as he'll bat from the left side against the southpaw Dagan Duncan. As Dunk comes set. He's going to work out of the stretch with the bases loaded. Here it is, downstairs. Nowhere to put him. Yellow Jackets at every base. Here's the 1-0. That one misses out, 2-0. Duncan now, he's back in the windup with the bases loaded, so. Our base umpire is going to move to the second base side of the bag. I guess he's watching the balk call. That's all I can figure. Here's the 2-0. That's a good pitch over the inner third, 2-1. That's the pitch that Duncan struck Wingo out on in the second. It was that inside fastball after he busted him in early and then had 2 sliders. Here's the 2-1. That's the slider. Same setup. He's had a slider and he busted him in. We'll see if he goes back in with that fastball again. That's what he struck him out on the last time, or is he going to go with the slider over the corner? We're about to find out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it is from Duncan. It's the slider, and it's just upstairs, 3-2. That one was really close. Nowhere to put him. 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. Boys, something is about to happen. Here it is. Swinging a pop-up, foul. Everybody goes back. A lot of foul balls in this one. Wingo versus Duncan. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Top 3 tied at 1. Stuttgart's lefty trying to get Wynne's lefty. He'll work from the windup. Here it is. Pitch is on the way. Swinging a drive right side. Hit a long way, but it's going to be foul. That Wynne just absolutely killed that ball. That ball was hit really well. Foul, but the wind just knocked it down. Just barely made it out of the or out of the fence over there on the right side. It landed about 10 feet foul or over the other side of the fence. Runners have to go back. We'll do it again. Everybody's going to get a head start here with 3-2. Here comes that slider. What do you want to say? Here it is, 3-2. Swinging a drive left side. That's going to get down past Falke, and it's going to the wall. Everybody is going to score. How far will Wingo go? He's going to stop at second. Bases clearing double. And the Ricebirds trail Wynne 4-1. Falke left his feet. He tried to make a spectacular play and left. Couldn't quite get there. As Christian Gutierrez comes to the plate. I think that's how we say it. So Thought Stuttgart might have gotten out of it, but hey, at the end of the day, walking the 8-9 batter is a recipe for disaster and crooked numbers in baseball. You just can't do that, and that's what Dagan did here in the third. And now the Birds trail at 4-1 and still not out of it as Gutierrez bats with a runner at second. Wingo has his lead as the pitch is on the way. That's a strike at the knees. So Stuttgart's going to have to come from behind here if they're going to pick up conference win number 7. One strike. Here it is. Outside 1-1. Duncan has thrown a ton of pitches here in the third inning. We're going to take a longer break between the top and the bottom of the third inning. Probably a 3-minute break here in just a second, Evan. As the 1-1 off speed, swing and a miss. Boy, he really had Gutierrez crossed up. Because your old boy decided to drink an entire Diet Coke in the first 3 innings. That was a mistake. So we're going to take a long break here, Ev. If Dunk can ever get this last out. Rookie, he's at 75. Holy smokes. I knew it was a bunch. Here's the 1-2 to Gutierrez. We need this one. Swinging a ground ball right to Duncan. He's fields, and he will flip to Barnes at first, and that'll end a very long top of the third inning. Wynne scores 4. They lead Stuttgart 4-1. Back in 3 minutes. This is Riceburg Baseball on Country 97.3.
Muck Boots are ready to take on any job while keeping you protected. And you'll find original Muck Boots at U.S. Irrigation Distributors in Stuttgart and DeWitt, along with comfortable, stylish, and tough Twisted X footwear. Check out these 2 great lines of boots and shoes, including 100% weatherproof options today at U.S. Irrigation. Original Muck Boots and Twisted X footwear. U.S. Irrigation Distributors, Highway 165 north of Stuttgart and in DeWitt at 550 Highway 165 north. Call 673-2830 or 946-4116.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Express Employment Professionals in Stuttgart has immediate openings for all job types and skill levels. Come in today to apply or go online to expresspros.com. Express is now hiring clerical, office and administration, warehouse and production, equipment operators, CDL drivers, welders, machine operators, general labor, and all sorts of skilled trades. Even if you're just thinking about a new job, start your search with Express Employment Professionals at 1904 South Main in Stuttgart. Come in today or go online to expresspros.com.
Hello, this is Kyle Stovison with Ag Heritage Farm Credit Services in Stuttgart. If you're looking to purchase or refinance farm real estate, equipment, cattle, or need capital for your crop operating expenses, we finance it all and share our profits through our patronage program. At Ag Heritage, we have friendly loan officers, competitive rates, and most of all, a lender who provides you with a financing package tailor-made to fit your individual needs. Please contact Kevin Wingfield or myself, Kyle Stovison, in Stuttgart at 870-673-1558. Ag Heritage Farm Credit Services is an equal housing lender.
Do you know how much life insurance your partner has? What company is it with? Do you have life insurance? Is it through your employer only, or do you have a policy that you own? This is Holly Brothers, and as a life insurance agent, it is my responsibility to discuss the types of coverage available to you and put a plan in place for when your employer no longer provides coverage. Life insurance costs more as we age, so don't wait to apply. Let's lock in your rate today and save. Give Keith or myself a call at Connection Insurance 870-673-9249.
Blue Seal Petroleum in DeWitt and Stuttgart stocks a huge selection of tires for the farm and the family with interest-free financing for up to 6 months. When you're ready for tires for your car, truck, or SUV, call Blue Seal. With brands like Cooper, Michelin, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and Firestone, you'll always get the best tires at the best price at Blue Seal. When you need new tires, Blue Seal Petroleum on South Whitehead Drive in DeWitt, 870-946-2281, or on South Park Avenue in Stuttgart, 870-673-3126.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Bo Barnes, leading off here in the home half of the third. Stuttgart trails 4-1. Barnes swings and misses, and he's down swinging. Got fooled there. I think he was thinking off speed, busted him down and in. So Barnes strikes out for the second time today. Nathan Spoon bats. He walked back in the first, was left stranded at second. Got to get my book caught up here. Swing and a miss. Spoon swings through a fastball. One is down and in. Here's the 1-1. That one misses and gets through the legs of the home plate umpire and the catcher all the way to the backstop. 2-1. Here's the 2-1 to Nathan Spoon. Swing and a miss. Pretty good pitch there. Not a bad one to hit. Two. On the way to Spoon is downstairs 3-2. Dagan Duncan in the on-deck circle. He'll bat in just a moment. Here's the pitch from Wingo. That one caught the corner, and that's a strikeout of Spoon. That one was maybe a little off the plate, but our umpire has definitely had a generous zone over the outer half today. As Dagan Duncan will bat with the bases empty and 2 outs now. See if Duncan can get something shaken here with 2 outs. Swinging a foul ball. Each team with 3 hits, Wynne with 2 errors. It was 2 walks in the third inning that kind of got things going the wrong way for Dagan. As he hits that one to the left side, the Wynne's going to push it to the line, and it's dropped, and that's fair. Duncan rounds first. He goes into second as that ball just kept pushing and pushing to the foul line. Just a little squibber off the end of the bat. The left fielder had it pop out of his glove, and it dropped just on the fair side of the line. Now Hayden Prine will bat with an opportunity to cut into the lead. Boy, that's a tough E7. They called it an E8. It's an E7. That's a tough E7. That left fielder had a long way to go. I'm not calling that an error. I don't care what they said. That's a single. Actually, it's a double. I can't assume that play is going to get made. What did Hayden do the last time? He flied out to center field. The ball he hit really well, but the wind knocked it down. As Covington, courtesy running for Duncan. There he goes to third, swinging, and a pop-up right side. That might be trouble. Wynn's going to push it in. Is anybody going to make the catch? Boy, a nice play by the second baseman. Second baseman and the right fielder just about ran into one another. It is the second baseman that calls everyone off. Made a nice catch, saved a run. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Stuttgart leaves one stranded. They trail Wynne 4-1 back in 90 seconds. You're listening to Riceburg Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Hi, this is Lori Ann Brown, and here at Farmers and Merchants Bank, we've been part of the community since 1945, and that means something important. We're locally owned and operated right here in Arkansas. The folks making decisions at our bank live right here. We know the soil, the community, and the value of your word. We combine the best of modern banking with old-fashioned, neighborly trust because our success is tied directly to yours. Come in and talk to a hometown expert. Farmers and Merchants Bank, rooted in Arkansas, growing communities, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Kim Bethay. And Emily Smith, Kim and M from Coker-Hampton Drug Company and Gift Shop. Teacher Appreciation Week is your chance to say thank you. And we've made it easy with gifts they'll love. From classroom favorites to personal treats, We'll help you find something thoughtful and meaningful. Stop by Coker Hampton, 218 South Main in downtown Stuttgart, or call or text 870-659-0777.
Tohatsu Outboard offers 4-stroke motors from 2.5 to 250 horsepower, and all with a 5-year warranty. Built with their one-of-a-kind direct injection technology, Tohatsu has revolutionized environmental performance, uncompromising their pursuit of durable and lightweight outboard motors. And with interest rates as low as 4.99% financing, now is the time to get a new Tohatsu motor from Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. Call Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart or click on maxbw.com. Great service and competitive prices. Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. The hunt begins here.
Ricebirds trail 4-1 in the top of the 4th inning. Wynne did all of their damage in a long top of the 3rd. It started with a couple of walks to the bottom of the order, and that's where we're at again. Austin Owens, Magnum Posey, and Elijah Havner, then the top. And Dagan really needs a quick 4th. He is already up over 70 pitches. He needs a quick 4th if he's going to get any deeper here. Probably would be Axton McCray if a move is made, but we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Ricebirds have out-hit them 4-3. But again, those 2 walks to start the 3rd inning really got things going, and then a couple of base hits for the Yellow Jackets. Actually 3. They had 3 hits in the 3rd. As the first pitch to Owens is a curveball that doesn't curve enough, and it's 1-0. Softball score is 6-5 in favor of the Lady Yellow Jackets. As Duncan brings the 1-0 outside and high. 2-0, 6-5 on the softball game. Now they're playing football down there on the spectator side of things. We've gone from basketball to some kind of sticky ball to, well, the sticky ball's still out there. Now we got all kinds of balls. Here's the 2-0. That's a strike. No changes for the Birds defensively. Two-one is way outside. Duncan really kind of losing command of both pitches now. He's kind of a 2-pitch mix. He'll throw a little bit of he'll throw another off speed every now and then, but it's really fastball slider. And that slider was he was his out pitch, probably his best pitch first 2 innings. Swinging a foul. But in the 3rd, kind of lost control of that one too. As the 3-2 count. Here it is. Swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout. So Owens down on strikes for the 2nd time today. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is the 9th strikeout for Dagan. Almost hadn't needed a defense. The only non-strikeout out was that 1-3 to end the 3rd. Posey bats. He kind of started things off in the 3rd with that leadoff walk. He came around to score. That is a strike on the edge. That one, tell you what, that outside part of the plate has been an adventure tonight. It was very generous, very generous. That's also a strike. That's on the inner 3rd. And the thing about giving that big zone like that, which is what he's done all night, it's just impossible to be consistent. I don't know that it's benefited one team over the other, 0-2 upstairs. Although, really and truly, there was a couple of backwards Ks against Wynne in the 3rd inning on some questionable strike calls that if Dagan doesn't get them, that might have been a bigger inning than 4. So I would say we've probably benefited as much as anyone. Here's the 1-2. Pop up. Shortstop. McCray is going to call everyone off and make the catch. 2 gone. And that will bring the number 9 batter, Elijah Havner, to the plate. Havner scored after a walk. in the third. This is his second plate appearance. Top of the order is on deck. Rice Birds, I believe, are at 7, 8, 9. They are. They're at 8, 9, 1. Hogan, McCray, I'm sorry. That pitch missed up. Didn't miss by much. Fontenot. Here's the 1-0. That'll do. 1-1. Ball and a strike on the number 9 batter for the Jackets. Here it is, swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. That's the changeup, I think. It's not the fastball, it's not the slider. That's the other off-speed pitch, and Dunk's got him set up 0-2. It's been a strike today. It wasn't a strike, but that has been called a strike today. That one was out. Stuttgart thought they had the punch out. They were walking off the field. Not yet, fellas. 2-2. Right into the dugout. Wake up, boys. Good thing there's a fence there. He flared that one almost into the Rice Bird dugout. Anyone ever seen the video of the Texas Ranger guy that hit like 7 foul balls into the dugout for the Mariners? It was back in the 90s. You should YouTube that. It's pretty funny. You just, like 7 or 8 in the exact same spot into the dugout. Here's the 2-2. That's a pitch down, and the count runs full. 3-2, 2 outs, base is empty. Birds down 4-1, trying to stay in contention for the conference title and a number 1 seed, but certainly trying to stay into the top 2 seed lines. That is a pitch high, and he walked the number 9 batter for the second time today. That's not good. Drake Harris, the batter. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts, but that strikeout in the third was questionable at best. Struck out on a pitch way off the plate. Off the plate. See if we can get him with 3 today. What is that when you strike out 3 times? Is that the collar? You got the collar? I think that's the collar. I looked that up. Here's the first one. That's a center cut fastball right there. 0-1. 81 degrees in the press box right now. Balmy 81 degrees. AC feels good, though. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, off speed. Had him fishing. Yeah, that AC right in front of you, right behind you. I bet that does feel good. I'm over here in the deep, dark dungeon corner. But I'm happy to have a place to sit. I got to tell you. I've broadcasted from much worse places. Here's the 0-2 to Harris. That was an excuse me swing right there. He fought off a good one. He's going to get another opportunity. That was a slider that that would have been a sword. I think that's what they call that. That's a pretty good piece of hitting to stay alive, though. Here's the 0-2. Well, now we're ready. He's come set. See if the runner gets a head start. Nope, it's going to stay 0-2. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Dunk with another strikeout. Third time he got Harris. Birds got to get some runs. Down 4-1 going to the bottom of the fourth. You're listening to Rice Bird Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network. Back in 90 seconds.
Hi, I'm Jordan Poe, RN Injector at The Method by the Katy Shack. If you've been wanting to feel more confident in your skin but still look like you, I'd love to help. I offer tox treatments, dermal filler, and collagen building services like Sculptra and microneedling, all customized to you. Nothing overdone, just natural, refreshed results. Call The Method by the Katy Shack at 870-873-4300 to schedule your personalized consultation, and let's create a plan just for you.
A generator is one of those things you never think about until you really need it. Luckily, Durden's in Stuttgart is your local authorized Generac dealer, and that means we can sell, install, and provide warranty service on your generator. And that's a big deal because a generator is a big investment and you're depending on it to work properly when you need it. Call us today at 673-1356 to learn more about home backup options, portable generators, and even commercial options for your business. And let's save the candlelight dinners just for date night.
Durden's in Stuttgart. Guaranteed comfort since 1960.
Baptist Health Medical Center Stuttgart is your trusted partner in wellness. With services like cardiology, orthopedics, and women's health, we provide safe, expert care backed by Arkansas's largest and most preferred healthcare provider. Utilizing advanced technology and an emergency department staffed by highly qualified, dedicated providers, we provide the immediate care you and your family can count on when it matters most. Comprehensive services, knowledgeable caregivers, state-of-the-art technology, caring environment, Christian compassion. Trust Baptist Health. To learn more, visit baptist-health.com.
Rylan Hogan leads things off for Stuttgart here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Wingo back on the rubber for his fourth inning of work. His team leads 4-1, even though the Birds have out-hit him 4-3. Hogan swings and misses at a high fastball. Stuttgart's out-hit him 4-3, 2 errors for the Yellow Jackets, 10 strikeouts for Dagan Duncan, and still somehow wins ahead by 3. Check swing, did he go? I don't think he, that's a tough check swing. They're going to say he got around, so. Well, he didn't really earn a good outcome anyway. That was a weak offering as he's ready with the 0-2. That is a nasty curveball that missed somewhere outside of the zone. But it didn't miss by much outside of the zone. That ball had some late movement on it. Wingo just kind of smiled. He better swing here. Here's the 1-2. Same pitch. Foul tip at the plate. We'll do it again. Boy, the strike zone has been an adventure today. Ball and 2 strikes to Rylan Hogan. Here it is, off speed. Why in the world did you throw him off speed? Stayed alive. After tonight, Stuttgart plays Wynne on Thursday. Then it's off to the 4A2 Regional in Brooklyn next Thursday. Only question is, what time do we play? 1-2. Hogan swings and misses at 1 down and in, and there's 1 gone. Rylan hadn't looked comfortable against Wingo. McCray at the plate now. I don't know how many changes Brooklyn's made to their baseball field, but I know used to their broadcast position was way down the left field line. They had a real cool little pavilion area that you could sit in, but it was not a good angle. I don't know if that's still going to be the case or not. We'll find out here in about a week. Well, they do have a nice hospitality tent, though. Gray takes a strike. Just letting you know, Skinner, if you make the trip to Brooklyn. Brooklyn does a nice hospitality tent. Oh, man. Some good stuff. Swinging a foul, 0-2. Last time, if I remember, it's been a few years. Well, in fact, I believe it was the last time Stuttgart won the regional in softball. They had some smothered pork chops that were really good. Here's the 0-2. Hits it the other way, just out of the reach of the first baseman, and that's going to be a 1-out single. Well, he hit it right off the end of the bat, but hit it where they ain't, and good things happen. So that'll put a base runner on for the top of the order in Austin Fontenot, as McCray is on base for the second time today. Fontenot scored the lone Ricebird run back in the first, struck out in the second. And Stuttgart would be good to pick up a run here if they could find a way to cut into this 4-1 Yellow Jacket lead. Yeah, man, those smothered pork chops and rice is what they had. It was pretty tasty. One of the better hospitality rooms I've been to. First pitch to Fontenot, up and in. They're going to throw behind McCray. He's back in plenty of time. I tell you who has done as good a job on hospitality rooms as any place I've ever been is Clarendon. They put together a fine hospitality room at that arena for their holiday tournament. Fontenot shows, pulls back, and takes the ball. It gets past the catcher, and McCrae's going to move up 90. Stuttgart did a really good job at the regional, though. The hospitality room there was really well. The parents, it's just a pretty good walk to get down there. But they did a really good job. So a runner in scoring position for Fontenot, 2-0 count on the Rice Birds center fielder. Wingo has to come with a strike here. Fontenot's going to show bunt. And he bunts it. That's a good one. Down the third base line. Wingo is going to have to eat it, and there's runners at the corners and one out. An outstanding bunt down the third base line by Austin Fontenot has put runners at the corners and one out for Jay Griffin. Can't do it any better. Austin almost did that back in the third, or the second, I'm sorry. No, it was the third. Let's see. So that's a single for Fontenot. Move up everybody. And now let's see if Jay can pick up an RBI here. Something in the gap. One out. Wingo sets. Here's the pitch. Griffin takes one way outside. Don't take any chances on the base paths. This is big inning loading here for the Birds, trailing 4-1. It's crazy. We've out hit them 6-3. They have 2 errors. We got 10 strikeouts against them. And they lead by 3. That is a hard box score to figure out. 2 walks did not help. Here's the 1-0. There goes the runner. They're going to throw down, and nobody's there. They're going to try to score the runner from third. He's safe. Stuttgart pulls off a delayed steal. The throw down to second was basically to nobody. Fontenot is safe at second. And the runner at third scores, and it's 4-2. Boy, he just barely clipped the edge of the plate. He didn't slide. That was mistake number 1. Boy, that was not well executed by the Jackets. It really wasn't perfectly executed by Stuttgart, but you'll take the run, and now another run standing in scoring position with a 2-0 count on Jay Griffin. Here's the pitch. Griffin takes a ball high, 3-0, and the middle of the order looming for the Rice Birds. Here we go. Big inning loading on senior night. Here's the 3-0, and that's going to be a 4-pitch walk. And the Birds have 2 on with 1 out, and Harper Falke at the plate. Falke is 0 for 2 today with a pop-up to shortstop and a strikeout looking. And he is due. So the tying run at the plate. Excuse me, the go-ahead run at the plate, I'm sorry. Tying run on first. Wingo, he's going to show bunt. Here's the pitch. Bunts it down the first baseline. That's a good one. Everybody moves up. The throw is in time. So maybe a little surprising there with the middle of the order at the plate to sacrifice up. And now there's 2 gone. It was a good bunt. Wingo did a good job of fielding his position. Got Falke by a half step, and now it's going to take a base hit, but a base hit could tie it as Bo Barnes comes to the plate. Now, Bo is definitely due. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He's ready from Wingo. Here it is, and Bo can't pull the trigger, and the pitch is outside. Tell you what, that has been a strike today. I think it's a ball. I don't think it's a strike, but it's definitely been called one today. So Bo in the driver's seat, 1-0. Runners take their leads from second and third. Here it is, and Bo takes one high. Rice Birds have stranded 4 today. They don't want to strand anymore. Trailing 4-2. 2-0 pitch to Bo Barnes is on the way. It's hit to the right side, out of play. Into the parking lot, 2-1 now. Softball trails Wynne 6-5, and it looks like the Rice Birds are batting in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out. So let's see if Stuttgart can come back here in the first game of the doubleheader. Here's the pitch to Bo, swinging a drive center field. Chasing the center fielder, but the wind's going to kill it, and the Rice Birds strand 2. Bo put a charge into it, but the wind knocked it down, and we head to the top of the 5th inning, trailing 4-2. Back in 90 seconds, you're listening to Rice Bird Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Hello, this is Jennifer Smith from Wilkerson Jewelers in downtown Stuttgart. Mother's Day and graduation are right around the corner, and there's no better way to celebrate than with a gift that lasts forever. From beautiful diamond jewelry and classic gold pieces for mom to meaningful necklaces, rings, and watches for the graduate, Wilkerson Jewelers has something for every milestone. Stop by and let our team help you find the perfect gift and wrap it up beautifully too. Wilkerson Jewelers in downtown Stuttgart. Let us make memories with you.
Express Employment Professionals in Stuttgart has immediate openings for all job types and skill levels. Come in today to apply or go online to expresspros.com. Express is now hiring clerical, office administration, warehouse and production, equipment operators, CDL drivers, welders, machine operators, general labor, and all sorts of skilled trades. Even if you're just thinking about a new job, start your search with Express Employment Professionals at 1904 South Main in Stuttgart. Come in today or go online to expresspros.com.
Hi, this is Lori Ann Brown, and here at Farmers and Merchants Bank, we've been part of the community since 1945, and that means something important. We're locally owned and operated right here in Arkansas. The folks making decisions at our bank live right here. We know the soil, the community, and the value of your word. We combine the best of modern banking with old-fashioned, neighborly trust because our success is tied directly to yours. Come in and talk to a hometown expert. Farmers and Merchants Bank, rooted in Arkansas, growing communities, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Riceburg Strand 2 in the bottom of the fourth inning. They trail Wynne 4-2 in the top of the fifth. Dagan Duncan at 97 pitches. This might be it for him. See if he can get through the fifth inning. Over on the softball field, we got some excitement brewing. Stuttgart just tied the score in the bottom of the seventh. They've got a runner at first and one out. I'm actually standing out on the catwalk here, the press box of the baseball field, as we're going to try to give you both of those games at the same time. If I can do that without getting confused. Probably can't. Let's see. It's going to be 2, 3, and 4 at the plate for the Yellow Jackets, so the middle heart of the order. Ball and 2 strikes on the batter for Stuttgart over on the softball field. As we're tied at 6, that one run in the seventh, the first run for Stuttgart since the third. As Wynne comes to the plate. As Duncan trying to work a quick fifth inning so he can pitch the entirety of it. First one's on the way, and that's a pitch down, gets to the backstop. Still a ball and 2 strikes, as that must have been a foul ball. I can't really see what's going on. All I can see is first base, so I'm just kind of guessing. As Stuttgart, I don't know if there's runners at second and third also. I know there's a runner at first, and that would be the winning run, as they're trying to get game one of this doubleheader against the Yellow Jackets. Now we're going to have time called, as Coach Brown is going to, well, I don't know if he's going to come out or not. 1-0 count on the batter. Duncan and the infield comes together on the mound. Now everybody's going to go back to their positions. Still one out on the softball field. 2-2 count on the batter. Tied at 6, bottom 7. As Harris is at the plate for the baseball Yellow Jackets. Duncan from the windup. Here's the pitch. That's a strike at the knees. And now there's 2 outs, as that's a pop-up to the third baseman, it looks like. 1-1 pitch catches the outer corner, and it's 1-2. Duncan ahead right here on the baseball side of things. Nobody out, base is empty. Top 5, Birds trailing 4-2. The 1-2 misses down and away for a ball. 2-2. Everybody's got the same idea. The baseball fans are kind of looking over to the softball field as well. I'm sure there's some siblings playing right now. Stuttgart's got a unique setup in that both of the fields are so close together. As Dunk works the 2-2. Didn't miss by much. Count goes full. 1-1 count on the batter of the softball field as Stuttgart's trying to win it in the bottom of the 7th inning. They've tied it. They were trailing 6-5 entering the frame. Now it's tied at 6. As the pitch from Duncan over here on the baseball field is fouled off to the backstop. And now Stuttgart's down to their final strike here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1-2 on the batter. Here's the 3-2 from Duncan. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that is the 11th strikeout for Dagan Duncan. Tell you what, again, I know I mentioned this several times in the last half inning, but if you would have told me that Stuttgart would be out hitting them 6-3, Wynne would have 2 errors, Duncan would have 11 strikeouts, and somehow Wynne would be ahead 4-2, I'd have called you crazy. But they are. And Stuttgart is going to send this one to extra innings. So a strikeout to end the bottom of the 7th inning strands the winning run on first base, and the softball girls are going to go to the 8th, tied at 6. So now we can completely focus on the baseball game. 0-1 on the batter, which is, I believe, Thompson. Curveball way upstairs, 1-1. Duncan getting very close to his pitch limit. He's over 100. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a ground ball, foul. "101 pitches for Dagan Duncan. Just trying to get him out of the 5th. Here's the 1-2, swinging a foul back here to the backstop. We'll do it again. Oh, no. My phone's going dead. Why is it not charging? One, two's in the dirt. My phone wasn't charging because it wasn't plugged in. Here's the 2-2 from Duncan. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 12 is the second out of the 5th, and there's 2 gone. So Duncan with 12 strikeouts. And that is the 3rd strikeout of the day for Thompson. Of course, that's the case for a lot of them. Evan McConnell bats, and now Coach Brown's going to come out, and are we going to have a pitching change? Duncan is not at his limit yet. We'll see if this is going to be a change or just a conversation. Coach Brown just kind of kicking at the dirt on the rubber right now. McConnell, the man that is due up, is 1 for 2 today with a single and a strikeout. And we are going to have a pitching change. So Dagan Duncan's day is done. He will leave on the hook for the loss. 12 strikeouts for the senior. And boy, I tell you what, just a couple of walks, 3 walks. And it was the 3rd inning. Man, that 3rd inning got away from him. Wynne put 4 on the board. They lead at 4-2. So he's going to need some help. As I believe we're going to see Axton McCray pick up in relief. Bo Barnes will move to 3rd. Dunk will stay in the game. He'll play 1st. And so we'll let Axton get loose, and while he does, we'll take a break. Back in 90 seconds, you're listening to Ricebird Baseball on Country 97.3.
Hi, I'm Jordan Poe, RN Injector at The Method by the Katy Shack. If you've been wanting to feel more confident in your skin but still look like you, I'd love to help. I offer tox treatments, dermal filler, and collagen building services like Sculptra and microneedling, all customized to you. Nothing overdone, just natural, refreshed results. Call The Method by the Katy Shack at 870-873-4300 to schedule your personalized consultation, and let's create a plan just for you.
Tohatsu Outboard offers 4-stroke motors from 2.5 to 250 horsepower, and all with a 5-year warranty. Built with their one-of-a-kind direct injection technology, Tohatsu has revolutionized environmental performance, uncompromising their pursuit of durable and lightweight outboard motors. And with interest rates as low as 4.99% financing, now is the time to get a new Tohatsu motor from Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. Call Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart or click on maxbw.com. Great service and competitive prices. Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. The hunt begins here.
Take on any project with help from Stedman's Ace Hardware. During the spring sale event, save on DeWalt tools like the 20-volt circular saw for $129 with rewards. Save $60 on a DeWalt drill and impact kit and take $100 off a DeWalt fast charger. You'll also find savings on Craftsman tools. It's all happening now at Stedman's Ace Hardware, 110 South College in downtown Stuttgart. Sale ends April 28th. Stedman's Ace, the helpful place.
Axton McCray in for Dagan Duncan. Dunk goes 4 2/3. Gives up 4 runs, strikes out 12, walks 3. 3 hits. Those are typically winning numbers, but that third inning kind of got away from him. 4 runs in the frame, and he leaves on the hook for a 4-2 loss right now. McCray tries to get out of the 5th. 2 outs and the base is empty. And the shortstop, Evan McConnell, at the plate. Check swing, that's a strike. Ooh, they're going to say he didn't go around. Okay. Sure looked like he did. Thought it might have been a strike at the plate. Softball's trailing 8-6. So Wynne is put 2 on the board with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Rice Birds will have to score 2 if they're going to keep playing 3 to win at best. Fouled off to the backstop, 1-1. Ball and a strike. Swinging a ground ball, shortstop. There's Griffin. He got it deep in the hole. The throw is in time. Dug out. He's out. Nice play. Boy, the ball finds you. Jay Griffin moves to shortstop as McCray comes into the game, and that was a very strong throw across the diamond. Dunk dug it out, and that'll end the 5th inning. Stuttgart bats in the bottom of the 5th, trailing 4-2 back in 90 seconds. You're listening to Rice Bird Baseball on the EEB Sports Radio Network.
Pearson Company, 209 North Burkle in Stuttgart, has been your specialist in design, sales, and installation of pre-engineered steel buildings for many years. With a workforce of highly trained and skilled workmen, Pearson Company has constructed a variety of business, church, commercial, and farm equipment buildings. For professional service, whether it be repair on existing buildings or a new pre-engineered steel building, look to Pearson Company, 209 North Burkle in Stuttgart. Call 673-6984.
Hi, this is Kim Bethay.
And Emily Smith, Kim and M from Coker Hampton Drug Company and Gift Shop.
Teacher Appreciation Week is your chance to say thank you.
And we've made it easy with gifts they'll love.
From classroom favorites to personal treats,
We'll help you find something thoughtful and meaningful.
stop by Coker Hampton, 218 South Main in downtown Stuttgart, or call or text 870-659-0777.
Are you tired of unreliable internet service? Do you constantly run over your data plan? Are you having trouble getting internet service where you live? With TechStream high-speed internet, you'll get consistent high speeds and low latency that doesn't stop at city limits. TechStream high-speed internet is perfect for homes, small and large businesses, farmers, and hunting clubs. You'll be able to stream, game, and surf with no interruptions. Servicing Arkansas, Lone Oak, Prairie, Jefferson, and Lincoln counties. TechStream is your locally owned and operated high-speed internet solution. Call toll-free 866-268-0101 or visit TechStream.net.
Nathan Spoon leads things off for the Rice Birds. And Stuttgart trails 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Wingo's still in the game. He is well below his pitch limit, so they're going to get a really quality start out of the lefty today. As the 0-1 is on the way, and that is a strike. 1-1. Nathan hadn't had a great day. He is, well, I shouldn't say that. He struck out looking in the third, but he walked in the first, was left stranded at second. My apologies. I thought that was a K. It was not. It was a BB. 1-1 count. Spoon's going to step out. He wants to take an extra beat. And now he's ready. Wingo comes with the 1-1. Spoon hits it on the ground, out of the reach of a diving third baseman. Leadoff single. Put it in the 5.5 hole. And Spoon's on with a single. Dagan Duncan bats now with a runner at first. Down 2, running out of outs. We'll see if Stuttgart plays any more small ball, if they're going to let Dunk swing away. Dagan doubled in the third. He reached on an error back in the first. In fact, his little squibber off the end of the bat is what scored Fontenot. Spoon, not a threat to run, takes his lead at first. That pitch catches the corner. One strike count. Wingo set from the belt. Shows bunt. Gets it down. It's a good one. Third baseman charging hard. They're going to throw Dagan out by a couple of feet. So a sacrifice puts Spoon at second. So the Ricebirds give out a run or give away an out to advance a runner in the scoring position. Hayden Prine bats. He's popped up in the third, popped up to right, hit a ball hard in the first to center, but the wind just absolutely killed it. Anything in the air has been a challenge. You got to keep it on the ground today or hit line drives. Base hit could cut the lead in half. As the pitch from Wingo is hit right back through the box into center. I don't think that's going to score Spoon. They're going to stop him at third. He falls down, and the throw behind him is in time. No, they say he's safe. The base ump came in pointing at the base runner, chopping his feet, looking like he was going to punch him out on the snap behind him, and then he said he was safe. Now Wynne's coach wants to talk about it. So Stuttgart really dodges a bullet there. Spoon rounded third hard, stumbled as he was going back to the bag. Catcher made a nice throw behind him. The tag was in time. And apparently, though, it wasn't in enough time because the tag didn't get there. Now our umpires are going to get together. There's literally no reason for that. It's not like the home plate umpire's going to overrule that. He didn't have a good angle at it. This is one of those formalities. That's exactly what it is. I don't think they're going to change anything. No, they're going to say he's safe. So Wynne's coach is going to head back to the dugout. He's frustrated, but the Ricebirds have runners at the corners and one out. So that ball was just hit a little bit too hard, and Spoon, he ain't a track star out there. But we're going to have a pinch hitter. Cameron Rogers is going to come into the game for Brylan Hogan. So the senior will have an opportunity here on senior night. As Prine hit that ball really hard. Kind of wonder if he maybe could have advanced to second on the throw, but he's still standing over there at first. I bet they get an opportunity to move him up 90 if they can. Here's the pitch to Cameron Rogers, and that's a strike at the knees. Well, I tell you, Spoon, when he turned that corner hard at third, I was surprised at how aggressive they looked because he would have been dead at the plate. And then he stumbled on the way back to third. Stuttgart's real lucky they didn't run into an out there. Here's the 0-1. Shows bunt. Pulls it back. They're going to throw down to second, cut it off at second. And what a really poorly executed play. The shortstop cut off the throw. They had the base runner, Hayden Prine, absolutely dead. And they didn't apply the tag. And Spoon, I tell you what, that was a really poorly executed fall-down play by Stuttgart, but then Wynne kind of bumbled it up. So Stuttgart is the beneficiary. Runners now at second and third, 1-1 count on Rogers, and a base hit could tie us up with one out in the fifth. Here it is. Shows bunt. Pulls it back, takes a strike. 1-2 now. Ricebirds have been they've put it on the ground a lot here. The third baseman charging really hard from down there at the hot corner. Little bit surprised as now Rogers has to bat with a 1-2. Here's the pitch from Wingo, and our home plate umpire raised his hand like he was going to call strike three. Then he put it down. That's the second time today he's done that. And it's a 2-2 count on the Ricebirds senior. Tell you what, it's been an adventure at home plate today. It's been an adventure everywhere. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wingo has to come with the strike, comes set from the belt. Here's the pitch to Rogers. Swing and a miss, and there's 2 outs. Icebirds have stranded a bunch today. This is, if they do not get these runs home, this will be runners either 5 and 6 or 6 and 7 that the Birds have stranded. And would you know it, Stuttgart is tied it at 8 in the bottom of the 8th, and there's nobody out. Stuttgart has battled back on the softball game. Wow. That brings Axton McCray to the plate, and he takes the ball outside, 1-0. I am really, really shocked. I'm going to have to step back out on the catwalk again. 1 out now. I don't know if there's any base runners for Stuttgart or not, but the Birds scored 2 in the bottom half. There's a fly ball. That's going to get down. 1 run scores. Here comes the tying run. It's 4-4, and the Birds are still batting in the bottom of the 5th. A 2 RBI single from Axton McCray ties the score. He dropped it into left center field, and Stuttgart won't go away. And what do you know, at the top of the order, and Austin Fontenot's at the plate. And now let's look at that softball game. It is 1 out, bottom of the 8th, tied at 8, and Stuttgart has a base runner at first. So the Birds have the winning run on base as McCray's going to come out of the game. Covington will come in to run for him. About guarantee you they're going to try to move Covington up if they get a good pitch to run on, even with the lefty on the mound. So Fontenot, he's had a good day today. Oh, Covington's picked off. If Wynne can do it, Covington's in the box, and he's out. So Stuttgart runs into an out. They were going on the pitch. The Wingo checked on him, had him picked off, and Stuttgart will have the top of the order at the plate when we come back in the bottom of the 6th inning. But before that, it's going to be Wynne. As we're tied at 4, Stuttgart pushes 2 across, and we are tied at 4. Back in 90 seconds. Ricebird Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Muck Boots are ready to take on any job while keeping you protected. And you'll find original Muck Boots at U.S. Irrigation Distributors in Stuttgart and DeWitt, along with comfortable, stylish, and tough Twisted X footwear. Check out these 2 great lines of boots and shoes, including 100% weatherproof options today at U.S. Irrigation. Original Muck Boots and Twisted X footwear. U.S. Irrigation Distributors, Highway 165 north of Stuttgart, and in DeWitt at 550 Highway 165 north. Call 673-2830 or 946-4116.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Express Employment Professionals in Stuttgart has immediate openings for all job types and skill levels. Come in today to apply or go online to expresspros.com. Express is now hiring clerical, office administration, warehouse and production, equipment operators, CDL drivers, welders, machine operators, general labor, and all sorts of skilled trades. Even if you're just thinking about a new job, start your search with Express Employment Professionals at 1904 South Main in Stuttgart. Come in today or go online to expresspros.com.
Wynne has the, let's see, 5, 6, and 7. Maddox Wingo leading things off. Tied at 4. Stuttgart scored 1 in the 1st and 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. Wynne's done all their damage in the 3rd. Axton McCray on for his first full inning of work. He took over for Duncan with 2 outs in the 4th. And Wingo takes, 2 outs in the 5th, I'm sorry. As the softball girls, Kayla Hale at the plate, and that one, if it's fair, it's not. Well, that would have won it right there. So Michaela Hale's at the plate with 2 outs and a runner at first, I know. 0-1 count. Well, you got the right girl at the plate. Pitch to Wingo. They're going to check on it, but there's no way the first base umpire can know there because Wingo's a lefty, so he couldn't tell. So it's 2-0 on Wingo. As McCray works from the windup. That's a strike at the belt. Ball and a strike on Michaela Hale over on the softball field. She's trying to win it for the Ricebirds in the bottom of the 8th inning to win game 1 of the doubleheader. Ricebirds assured no worse than the number 3 seed at the 4A2 regional, but they can still win a conference title. Wingo fouls one off. And the count goes to 2-2. Yeah, I think it hit a light pole. I heard it. It hit something. Yeah, because it was metallic sounding, yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Wingo. Nobody out. Top of the 6th inning, base is empty. Tied at 4, Stuttgart and Wynne. Here's the pitch outside. Full count. Go over back to this softball game, 2-2. And that is a leadoff walk on the baseball field. Wingo trots down to first. Boy, you know how those leadoff walks are. They always seem to come around. That's only the 4th walk of the day for Ricebird pitching. Oh, we got to play at the plate. Let's see. Did they throw her out at the plate? They must have. There was a play at the plate, and Wynne got the out. We go to the 9th. Got her at the plate. Doggone it. So still playing over on that softball field. Top 9. Tied at 8. Game 1 of the doubleheader. Here on the baseball field, it's 4-4, Wynne in Stuttgart. Leadoff walk of Wingo has little traffic on the base paths. Bo Barnes in tight at third. He's expecting the bunt. He shows, gets it down, but foul. Late in the game, playing for 1 here. Christian Gutierrez, the batter. He struck out and grounded out to the pitcher, so he's 0 for 2 this afternoon. He's had a good game behind the plate, though. Done a real good job. Wynne has 2 errors today, and really another kind of play not made back in the 5th inning when they made a mistake on a 1st and 3rd situation. Check on the runner. He's back. Duncan got the start. He went 4 2/3, struck out 12, walked 3, gave up 3 hits and 4 runs. Here's the 0-1. Shows bunt. Takes a pitch high. They thought about throwing behind the runner, but Duncan was crashing. Good decision because that one would have went into right field. They're going to keep that bunt on, I imagine. 1-1. Check on the runner. That might have been just to see if he squares or not. He didn't, but he's bunting right here, I imagine. Stuttgart's out hit him 8-3. Only walked 4. 2 errors on Wynne and still tied. Shows bunt. Popped it up to the backstop. Let's see if the bunt's still on with 1-2 or if they're going to let him swing away here. Somebody's got chicken and rice? Okay, if you're out there listening, Adam Fontenot, the public address announcer here, he is needing some chicken, cheese, and rice, as is Andrew Skinner. I would eat it also if somebody brought it. I mean, I'm not going to turn it down or anything. Ball and 2 strikes, runner at first, nobody out. Top of the 6th inning. McCray's pitch to Gutierrez just stayed alive, fouled it into the parking lot. It was a really good piece of hitting there. It was a good pitch from McCray. That ball, kind of a sweeper, would have hit the back door. That was a really good piece of hitting. Wind's laid a little bit out there, it looks like, but I think it's still blowing pretty good. McCray takes a deep breath, checks on the runner. He's back. And Wynne scores in the ninth. With one out, 9-8. Yellow Jackets in front. Bryce Bird's got a battle back again over there in that softball game. Did the wind change a little? Okay. 1-2 to Gutierrez. Here it is. Swing and a miss. They throw behind the runner. He's back, one out. Boy, that was an excuse me swing if I've ever seen one. That was that nasty sweeper from McCray, and there's one out. That was a big strikeout. Austin Owens now. He struck out twice. Bottom of the order. Got to get the bottom of the order. Bottom of the order is who set the table back in the third. Walks to 8 and 9. Here's the first one. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and I believe takes a ball outside. You know, the basketball game is completely over. Now it's a football game. It could be. I think it's a shows bunt, takes a strike. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's some kind of a basket football game going. Bunch of coaches' kids down there is what I'm seeing. Keep away, yeah. Keep away from Major. I think he's letting them win. Ball and a strike. McCray comes set. He's ready with the pitch to Owens. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw down is into center field. But Fontenot's going to back it up. No one can advance. But Wynne does have the go-ahead run in scoring position. And then the throw got away from the pitcher. And that could have been really bad, but Duncan chased it down. Prine was a little kind of feeling sorry for himself a little bit, that throw into center. Not his best work, but Duncan hustled to get it to keep the runner from advancing 90 more. Now Owens has a 1-2 count on him, and the runner at second in scoring position. One out, top six, tied at 4. This big conference game, a lot of playoff implications on the line. Here's the pitch. Just misses. And I believe we are going to the bottom of the ninth. Stuttgart trailing Wynne 9-8 in the softball game. And if Michaela Hale was at the plate, that means Stuttgart's toward the middle of the bottom of their order. They're somewhere probably around 5 or 6 now. Here's the 2-2 from McCray. Swing and a miss. Ooh, I think he got a piece of it. He caught it, though. Prine says, no, I caught it. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Now we're going to have a conversation between home plate. The ball was definitely tipped. I heard it. Prine says he caught it, but did the ball hit the dirt? The Wynne coaches say the ball hit the dirt, so our home plate umpire is going to talk to our base umpire. So we're going to have a conversation, and foul ball. Prine says, but I caught it, but our base ump says the ball hit the dirt. It's impossible for me to tell from this angle. I heard the foul tip. Now Coach Brown wants to talk to our base ump. So we're going to have another one of those obligatory formality conversations because we're not changing anything. But you're going to fight for your players. That's right. Might get the next call. Might get the next call. All right, so now it's still should be, I believe, a 1-2 count. Runner at second, 1 out, I'm sorry. And Owens has another opportunity. No, it's 2-2. My apologies. So McCray kind of has to reset here. He'll take a deep breath, comes in contact with the rubber, takes a look at the base runner. Here's the pitch, and it hit him. Hit him right in the back, and Owens just kind of launches his bat into the dugout. You'd never know he was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Congratulations, I guess. You wore one. That's good. He just launched that bat into the dugout. So now McCray has to work around runners at first and second, 1 out. Still the bottom of the order. It's Posey, Havner, then the top. Although, again, as we said, it was the bottom of the order that got things stirring for Wynne back in the third. It's a strike at the belt. One out in the softball game. Rice Birds have to score 1 to keep playing, 2 to win. 1 strike on the batter, Posey. He's walked and scored and popped up to the shortstop. Here's the next one. That's a swing and a foul to the backstop, 0-2. And McCray has him set up here. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a foul. That was a strike that he got to the backstop. Kipton Carey with a couple of long trips to the backstop at full speed to get the baseball. Posey ready with the 0-2 now. Keep watching that softball game. It's an 0-2 count on the batter. 1 out. I have no idea if there's anyone on base. I guess I could pull the game changer up, but that'd be too easy. Been a long game. Over 2 hours old. Just in the 6th. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and there's 2 outs. Big strikeout. So Posey goes down swinging for the 2nd out of the inning. And that brings the bottom of the order and Havner to the plate. And that's exactly where we want the top of the order to stay, is leading off the 7th. Stuttgart down to their final. I believe it's over. I think Wynne took game 1 of the doubleheader 9-8. Stuttgart battled. Couldn't quite finish the job. Back over on the baseball field, Havner takes the ball outside. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Where are we at in our lineup? I believe we're at the top. That's right, we're at the top. We ran into an out, so it's Fontenot leading things off. That pitch is middle, strike 1. Havner out of the box. He takes an extra beat. Now McCray will set. That's a belt-high fastball, 1-2. McCray a strike away. See if Axe can close the door here in the top of the 6th. Here it is. That's strike 3 called, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. Stuttgart and Wynne tied at 4. Rice Birds top of the order when we come back in 1 minute. Fontenot, Griffin, and Falke back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Rice Bird. Oh, Wynne, did the Wynne coach really say that ball was high? That was a center cut fastball. Come on, coach. Don't argue things that aren't needing to be argued. We'll talk about it in a minute. Rice Bird Baseball on Country 97.3.
Hello, this is Kyle Stovison with Ag Heritage Farm Credit Services in Stuttgart. If you're looking to purchase or refinance farm real estate, equipment, cattle, or need capital for your crop operating expenses, we finance it all and share our profits through our patronage program. At Ag Heritage, we have friendly loan officers, competitive rates, and most of all, a lender who provides you with a financing package tailor-made to fit your individual needs. Please contact Kevin Wingfield or myself, Kyle Stovison, in Stuttgart at 870-673-1558. Ag Heritage Farm Credit Services is an equal housing lender.
Do you know how much life insurance your partner has? What company is it with? Do you have life insurance? Is it through your employer only, or do you have a policy that you own? This is Holly Brothers, and as a life insurance agent, it is my responsibility to discuss the types of coverage available to you and put a plan in place for when your employer no longer provides coverage. Life insurance costs more as we age, so don't wait to apply. Let's lock in your rate today and save. Give Keith or myself a call at Connection Insurance, 870-673-9249.
Tied at 4. Bottom of the 6th inning, and we have a pitching change in Stuttgart. Wynne lifts Wingo, and they're going to go with a righty named K. Moore. Let's see if I've got a – nope, not there. See if I can find their roster. Where's the Wynne Rooster? Oh, my goodness. Number 8. Nope, K. Moore. You're exactly right. We're going to call him K. Kind of like Men in Black. He's K. So Moore will be the pitcher of record as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the order for the Rice Birds. Austin Fontenot, Jay Griffin, Harper Falke. Bo Barnes will come to the plate with an opportunity to give Stuttgart the lead. Fontenot's had a good day. He's 2 for 3, a couple of singles. First pitch he sees is a strike. K. Moore. Stuttgart softball loses game 1 of a doubleheader, 9-8 to Wynne. They'll play the second one here in a few minutes. Stuttgart will be the road team in that one. Oh, my goodness, he called that a strike. Holy smokes, that was a kneecapper. And it's 0-2, so Fontenot's going to have to battle here. The circus continues. That's a strike on the corner. So you get the generous inside pitch, and then you get the generous outside pitch. That's hard to do anything, and that's a strikeout of Fontenot to start the 6th. Jay Griffin bats with 1 out, base is empty. Coach Brown just takes his hat off, and he's walking the opposite direction. He's a little frustrated with the strike zone. Wynne's a little frustrated with it too, and they've got probably as good a reason. It has been all over the place today. First pitch to Griffin. Strike at the knees. So Moore's come in and is throwing strikes. He's ahead of Stuttgart shortstop 0-1. One and one. That one's in the dirt. See if we can get something in a gap somewhere, get in a scoring position. Here's the 1-1. Fouled off to the right side. Ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Griffin, swinging a drive, center field, right at the center fielder. Takes a few steps to his left, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. Harper Falke bats with the bases empty and 2 outs now. Chicken, cheese, and rice. That's what the press box is calling for. And a tortilla or 2. Here's the pitch. Falke hits it to the right center field gap. Right fielder is going to camp out underneath it, and that'll do it for Stuttgart in the 6th. They go 1-2-3. And Wynne comes to the plate in the top of the 7th, tied at 4. Axton McCray on for his 3rd full inning of work. Tell you all about it in 1 minute. This is Rice Bird Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Blue Seal Petroleum in DeWitt and Stuttgart stocks a huge selection of tires for the farm and the family with interest-free financing for up to 6 months. When you're ready for tires for your car, truck, or SUV, call Blue Seal. With brands like Cooper, Michelin, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and Firestone, you'll always get the best tires at the best price at Blue Seal. When you need new tires, Blue Seal Petroleum on South Whitehead Drive in DeWitt, 870-946-2281, or on South Park Avenue in Stuttgart, 870-673-3126.
Hi, this is Lori Ann Brown, and here at Farmers and Merchants Bank, we've been part of the community since 1945, and that means something important. We're locally owned and operated right here in Arkansas. The folks making decisions at our bank live right here. We know the soil, the community, and the value of your word. We combine the best of modern banking with old-fashioned, neighborly trust because our success is tied directly to yours. Come in and talk to a hometown expert. Farmers and Merchants Bank, rooted in Arkansas, growing communities, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Top of the order for the Yellow Jackets in the top of the 7th inning. Harris, Stewart, and Thompson. Axton McCray on the mound as Stuttgart tries to pick up conference win number 7. Tied at 4. Rice Birds have out hit them 8-3. 2 errors for the Jackets. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. So Harris has an 0 for 3 with 3 strikeout day, and the Jackets are going to enter a pinch hitter. That's number 18. A big kid and a lefty. R. Cook. Harris just really struggled at the top of the order. 3 strikeouts, 1 looking. Been a lot of strikeouts for Wynne today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 strikeouts. As that pitch to to Cook is downstairs. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a foul, barely foul. Pulled that one right down the first base line. Almost hit the bag. Brylan Hogan's day is done. He was lifted for Cameron Rogers in the 5th. Rogers stays in to play right. As the 1-1 to Cook is fouled off Prine's helmet. 1 and 2. Tell you what, Skinner, if they hit a ball to left center field right now, you might could score. There is all kinds of room out there. Stuttgart shaded. Yeah. Here's the 1-2. Outside. That one didn't quite get the break he was looking for. 2-2. Evan, you could make it from the radio station and get to first by the time a ball could be grabbed at the wall right now in left center field. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that is strikeout number 14 for the Jackets. So the number 1 spot in the batting order is struck out 4 times for Wynne. Noah Stewart, the batter now. Stewart has struck out, walked, and singled and scored. So he's 1 for 2 today. Been on base twice. Bats with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. McCrae's first one to him is, that is a dirty, filthy slider that catches the inner third for strike 1. Stewart gave up on it at about 50 feet or less. That's the same pitch on the 0-1, and we got the strike. Prine had it pop out of his glove. That one might have been a little bit inside, but we'll take it, 0-2. I tell you what, you better go up there ready to swing the bat today. There are no easy passes, and that's one way you have 14 strikeouts. Here's the 0-2. Fouled it into the backstopper. Who's going to get that one? That is Mr. Kipton Carey. Well, I tell you, Kipton had a really, really good sophomore season on the football field. Got inserted into that strong side linebacker position. Well, I can't remember if he was strong or will, but either way, got inserted about halfway through the season. Really played well. He'll be a big part of the Riceburg defense this fall. 0-2 outside. Axton's hat popped off. Of course, when you got the flow going under the hat, that's going to happen. A ball and 2 strikes. Here it is to Mr. Stewart. Ground ball shortstop up the middle. It's going to be Griffin. Gets it on the candy, throws across, got him. Let's go, Jay Griffin. Got the candy hop, strong throw, 2 gone. Brings Thompson to the plate. Thompson has had a day to forget. He is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, 1 looking. He'll bat with the bases empty and 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Riceburg sends 4, 5, and 6, heart of the order, to the plate. Heart of the order for the Birds, and they want to have to score 1 to win. First pitch from McCrae to Thompson is a curveball right back to McCrae. He fields it on the hop, gets the out, and we go to the 7th. All right, let's win it in the bottom of the 7th, fellas. 1-3 on the putout. And the Ricebirds have an opportunity to walk this one off, tied at 4, bottom 7. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is Ricebird Baseball on Country 97.3.
Hi, this is Kim Bethay. And Emily Smith, Kim and M from Coker-Hampton Drug Company and Gift Shop. Teacher Appreciation Week is your chance to say thank you. And we've made it easy with gifts they'll love. From classroom favorites to personal treats, we'll help you find something thoughtful and meaningful. Stop by Coker-Hampton, 218 South Main in downtown Stuttgart, or call or text 870-659-0777.
Tohatsu Outboard offers 4-stroke motors from 2.5 to 250 horsepower, and all with a 5-year warranty. Built with their one-of-a-kind direct injection technology, Tohatsu has revolutionized environmental performance, uncompromising in their pursuit of durable and lightweight outboard motors. And with interest rates as low as 4.99% financing, now is the time to get a new Tohatsu motor from Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. Call Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart or click on maxbw.com. Great service and competitive prices. Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. The hunt begins here.
Bo Barnes, Nathan Spoon, Dagan Duncan in the home half of the 7th, tied at 4. Bo is 0 for 3. He wants to get off the schneid. Spoon, 1 for 2, been on base twice, and Dunk is 2 for 3. Actually, he's 2 for 2 because he had a sacrifice back in the 5th. Heart of the order, and it's going to be Moore on the mound for the Jackets. He looked good in the 6th. He put the Ricebirds down in order, the top of the order, with a strikeout, a fly out to center, and a fly out to right. As Bo Barnes digs in from the right side. First pitch from Moore's on the way, and it's hit foul off of Bo's hip. You'll have to walk that one off. Moore doesn't look like he's very old out there. He's a young buck, I think. Sure what his classification is. He doesn't throw hard, but he was all over the plate. Here's the 0-1. Moore is going to be from the stretch here. Pitch was inside. Had to hesitate just to make sure. Missed his spot pretty badly because it really wasn't that far off the plate. He just missed his spot pretty bad. Here's the 1-1. That's a strike at the belt. That may be the best pitch Bo gets today. That's the one you want to tee up. 1-2 now. Wind's pretty deep in center. Although Stuttgart's hit a couple pretty hard out there. Here's the 1-2. Bo hits it on a line, left field, it's down, and Stuttgart has a leadoff single here in the 7th. Barnes turned on a high fastball, and the Ricebirds have an opportunity here to win it. As the winning run is on first, Nathan Spoon bats. We'll see how Coach Brown wants to play it. Will he have his sophomore square, or will he let the young man swing away? We're going to find out here in just a moment as Moore awaits Spoon. He gets the signs from Brown. Barnes has a baby lead. Not a lot of speed at first. I bet if he gets to second, he's going to be pinch ran for. We'll see. Here's the pitch. Spoon hits it off the end of his bat to the backstop. One strike count on Spoon. He's the designated hitter today. Barnes takes the lead at first. He's being held on by Thompson. Here's the 0-1 from Moore. From the belt. That one's downstairs for a ball, 1-1. They kind of faked that they were going to throw behind Bo, but Gutierrez hung on to it. I'm not sure if our softball game's got started yet or not over there. It has not. Are they not going to play the second one? Okay, they may not play the doubleheader. Yeah. 1-1 foul to the backstop. With the bad weather in the area, they may have decided to go ahead and play the away game on Thursday. That wouldn't be the worst thing. Of course, Stuttgart's going to be traveling to win in baseball either way. That may be the call that they make. Completely understandable. Ball and 2 strikes on Nathan Spoon. Bo Barnes has a baby lead over there at first base. Nobody out. Bottom 7 tied at 4. Here's the pitch from Moore. Outside. They're going to throw behind Bo. And, boy, a good play by Thompson to keep it from going into right field. 2-2 now. Dagan Duncan on deck. Dunk, the starter in this one, he was in line for the loss when he left. His offense got him off the hook. Now he's got the no decision. Axton McCray wants to get the win. Here's the 2-2. Skipped it up there. Catcher can't find it, but Bo's going to have to stay put. And the count is full. That 9 hits and only 4 runs. You know, they've got 3 hits. We've walked them 4 times, 2 errors, and they've scored 4 times. It's just, of course, you know, Wynne hadn't walked as much. I mean, free bases 1. That's it, 1 walk. Here's the 3-2. That's a strike called, and Spoon goes down looking. So that is strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the 10th strikeout. So combined, Stuttgart and Wynne have combined for 24 strikeouts today. But when the strike zone has been as big as it has been, that's what you get. So now Dagan Duncan's going to dig in with a runner at first and 1 out. And just a little bit surprised Stuttgart hasn't considered a pinch runner for Bo Barnes, although they may not have anybody over there they like better on the base paths. It's not all about speed. You got to know how to run the bases too. As Dunk digs in. Here's the pitch as Moore comes set. Shows bunt. It's a bunt right back to Moore. That's going to be a sacrifice. The throw's in time. But Stuttgart's going to, well, all right. That's going to give Hayden Prine the opportunity to win this one. Now we probably will see the pinch runner, I'm assuming. Let's see. Coach Brown's going to come down to talk to our home plate umpire. We'll see. Do we have a pinch runner? Bo Barnes stands in scoring position at second, 2 out. And senior catcher Hayden Prine at the plate. And, yes, we do have a pinch runner. It's going to be Bray Covington. So Covington was the courtesy runner for the pitcher spot today. He actually was picked off back in the in the 6th. And Wynne is possibly, yep, that's what they're going to do. They're going to go ahead and walk Hayden Prine to put 2 on. That's a good decision. That puts the force everywhere. And that's another reason, you know, you kind of wonder, do you really want to sacrifice there? Hey, so Hayden Prine, now he's going to be lifted for Kipton Carey. So a lot going on here. Sacrifice 1-3 to advance Barnes to second. Barnes is lifted for a pinch runner. Bray Covington stands there. Courtesy runner for Hayden Prine, who was just intentionally walked by Wynne. He is going to be ran for by Kipton Carey. His run means nothing. And it's going to be the senior, Cameron Rogers, that comes to the plate, and a base hit could win the game. So a lot happening here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A lot of speed out there at second, but you got to run the bases well. We'll see how Stuttgart plays it here as Moore tries to get out of the jam. 2 gone. First pitch is on the way to Cameron Rogers from the belt. Here it is. Outside. Axton McCray is on deck. McCray had the big hit, the 2 RBI double back in the 5th. Here's the 1-0. They check on Covington. He's at second. That's a strike. That's that outside corner that is just a little bit big. Tell you what, if Moore can stay there, there's just not much you can do with it. That pitch is off the plate. But it's been a strike all day. You got to swing at it. Here's the 1-1. Maybe not with your first strike, though. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Swinging a foul. So Stuttgart had a couple of different ways they could approach it here in the 7th with that base runner on, that leadoff single. They end up allowing Bode to stay at first, then they pinch run for him at second after a sack. Now Bray stands at second base. 1-2 count on Rogers. Here it is. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. We go to extra innings. Ricebirds strand 2 more. They've stranded 9 today. It's tied at 4, and we go to the 8th. Back in 90 seconds. You're listening to Ricebird Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Jordan Pope, RN injector at The Method by the Katy Shack. If you've been wanting to feel more confident in your skin but still look like you, I'd love to help. I offer tox treatments, dermal filler, and collagen building services like Sculptra and microneedling, all customized to you. Nothing overdone, just natural, refreshed results. Call The Method by the Katy Shack at 870-873-4300 to schedule your personalized consultation, and let's create a plan just for you.
A generator is one of those things you never think about until you really need it. Luckily, Durden's in Stuttgart is your local authorized Generac dealer, and that means we can sell, install, and provide warranty service on your generator. And that's a big deal because a generator is a big investment, and you're depending on it to work properly when you need it. Call us today at 673-1356 to learn more about home backup options, portable generators, and even commercial options for your business. And let's save the candlelight dinners just for date night.
Durden's in Stuttgart. Guaranteed comfort since 1960.
Start a rewarding career in healthcare and get into the workforce quickly. Baptist Health College Little Rock will help you find success. Our patient care technician course is only 5 weeks, and qualified students can receive 100% of their tuition and fees paid with a 1-year work contract at Baptist Health Medical Center, Conway, Little Rock, or North Little Rock. Your life-changing career begins at Baptist Health College Little Rock. Visit bhclr.edu for more information.
Ricebirds strand 2 more in the bottom of the 7th inning. Leadoff single stays at second, or gets to second and stays there, and we head to extra innings tied at 4. The last our last baseball broadcast was an extra inning game. Stuttgart lost that one 8-5 to Truman. That loss is looming big right now. Axton McCray back on the mound as 4, 5, and 6 come to the plate for the Jackets. McConnell leads off, and the first pitch from McCray is a strike on the corner. There's that big outside strike zone. It has been a strikeout-heavy day. 25 total between the two teams. Birds have struck out 11 times. Wynne has struck out 14 times. But it has been a cavernous strike zone today. 0-1 hit right at Duncan at first off the end of the bat, and there's one out. So McConnell down, or out, for the third time today. He's 1 for 4. And that brings Maddox Wingo. Wingo started the game on the mound. I'm not sure. He must be playing either he's the DH or in the outfield now. I'm not sure. He's still in the lineup. As the first pitch is on the way, and that's a foul to the backstop. That was a pretty good piece of hitting. He stayed back on that curveball that just kind of spun on the outer third and kept his hands back. Had a good approach, just didn't quite make clean contact. I think you're right. I don't know that there's going to be the second game of that doubleheader in the softball. Swing and a miss on an outside fastball, 0-2. I think they made the decision to go ahead and call it for the night. Stuttgart, of course, lost that one 9-8 in 9 innings. Takes Stuttgart out of contention for a conference title. They'll have a lot of work to do to be the 2 seed, in fact. Swing and a miss. Wingo goes down on strikes, and there's 2 outs. So Axton McCray has really pitched well in relief of Duncan. Of course, he's pitched well in relief of Duncan all season. McCray's been the #1 arm out of the bullpen. And I believe we're going to have a pinch hitter, number 14. Last name is Havner. C. Havner must be the brother of E. Havner. So he'll bat with 2 outs and the base is empty now. Wynne has gone to their bench a couple of times today. Stuttgart, they've burned a few pinch runners today. Also used Brylan Hogan. There's the pitch to Havner. Swinging a ground ball right to McCray. That's going to be easy. Easy. Top of the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the frame, tied at 4. Ricebirds send 9-1-2 to the plate. They need one to win it. We'll tell you all about it in 1 minute. This is Ricebird Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Hello, this is Jennifer Smith from Wilkerson Jewelers in downtown Stuttgart. Mother's Day and graduation are right around the corner, and there's no better way to celebrate than with a gift that lasts forever. From beautiful diamond jewelry and classic gold pieces for mom to meaningful necklaces, rings, and watches for the graduate, Wilkerson Jewelers has something for every milestone. Stop by and let our team help you find the perfect gift and wrap it up beautifully too. Wilkerson Jewelers in downtown Stuttgart, let us make memories with you.
Express Employment Professionals in Stuttgart has immediate openings for all job types and skill levels. Come in today to apply or go online to expresspros.com. Express is now hiring clerical, office administration, warehouse and production, equipment operators, CDL drivers, welders, machine operators, general labor, and all sorts of skilled trades. Even if you're just thinking about a new job, start your search with Express Employment Professionals at 1904 South Main in Stuttgart. Come in today or go online to expresspros.com.
Ricebirds tied at 4, bottom of the 8th. Hey, let's win it here in the 8th. I'm hungry. All that talk of chicken, cheese, and rice has got a little grumble in my tumble. Trying to think. I don't even think I had lunch today. Yes, I did. I ate instant mashed potatoes. How sad is that? They were good, but wasn't much. 9-1-2 coming to the plate for the Birds, although Axton McCray had a 2 RBI single back in the 5th.
Number 12, Axton McCray.
And those 2 runs tied the score at 4. 25 strikeouts combined in this one. Birds have out-hit them 9-3. Wynne with 2 errors. Stuttgart's walked 4, Wynne's walked 1. First pitch to McCray is fouled for strike 1. Yellow Jackets did all their damage all the way back in the 3rd. It is zeros on the board except the 3rd. They scored 4. Ricebird scored 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th. 0-1 from Moore. Check swing, strike called. There's that big zone. Been a long game. We're almost into 3 hours long. Here's the 0-2 to McCray. Swinging a tapper foul. Senior night. 6 seniors for the Ricebirds. Big senior class. I believe almost all 6 have played tonight. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a miss. And there's 1 out. Top of the order in Austin Fontenot to the plate. He struck out on a very questionable strike 2 and strike 3. See if he can start some things out here in the bottom of the 8th in the dirt. Ball and nobody, no strikes. Ball and no strikes. Almost said a ball and a strike. 1 out. Base is empty. Swing and a miss. Pitch up and in. Fontenot trying to open the hips and drive it into the corner. Now it's 1-1. Moore's done a good job since coming in relief of Wingo. That's one right at the third baseman. Catches it on a hop, couple of skips over, and there's 2 outs. Fontenot hit it right on the screws, but it was right at the third baseman. And Jay Griffin comes to the plate now. Boy, Stuttgart's going to have to start considering a third pitcher. McCray's pitch count's probably up in the 60s. Well, I guess he's got plenty of pitches left. Let's have a little 2-out magic here. See if we can find the gap somewhere. Ground ball right at the shortstop. Eat him up. Nope. And we go to the top of the 9th. 1, 2, 3, go the Birds. Still tied at 4. Back in 90 seconds. You're listening to Ricebird Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Hi, this is Lori Ann Brown, and here at Farmers and Merchants Bank, we've been part of the community since 1945, and that means something important. We're locally owned and operated right here in Arkansas. The folks making decisions at our bank live right here. We know the soil, the community, and the value of your word. We combine the best of modern banking with old-fashioned, neighborly trust because our success is tied directly to yours. Come in and talk to a hometown expert. Farmers and Merchants Bank, rooted in Arkansas, growing communities, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Hi, I'm Jordan Poe, RN injector at The Method by the Katie Shack. If you've been wanting to feel more confident in your skin but still look like you, I'd love to help. I offer tox treatments, dermal filler, and collagen building services like Sculptra and microneedling, all customized to you. Nothing overdone, just natural, refreshed results. Call The Method by the Katie Shack at 870-873-4300 to schedule your personalized consultation, and let's create a plan just for you.
Tohatsu Outboard offers 4-stroke motors from 2.5 to 250 horsepower, and all with a 5-year warranty. Built with their one-of-a-kind direct injection technology, Tohatsu has revolutionized environmental performance, uncompromising their pursuit of durable and lightweight outboard motors. And with interest rates as low as 4.99% financing, now is the time to get a new Tohatsu motor from Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. Call Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart or click on maxbw.com. Great service and competitive prices. Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. The hunt begins here.
Top of the 9th inning, and we are tied at 4. This has been a long game. We were pushing 3 hours in this one. We started at 14 minutes after 5, and we are coming up on the 8 o'clock hour right now. Ricebirds send Axton McCray back out onto the mound, and let's see. It's going to be 7, 8, and 9 in the Yellow Jacket lineup. Austin Owens, the batter. What has he done today? Let's see. He has struck out twice and walked. A lot of strikeouts today for both sides. Shows bunt. Takes a pitch inside. I like it. Shake it up a little bit. See if you can make Stuttgart make a mistake. Here's the 1-0. Pitch is down. 2-0. Shows bunt on the 2-0. He'll pull it back and hit one right at Bo Barnes. Fielded it on a hop, throws across, 1 out. Hit it on the screws. That was one of the harder hit balls we've had the last few innings. Posey at the plate. Posey scored a run all the way back in the 3rd. In fact, that was the first run of the game for Wynne. Tied the score. He takes a strike. Scored from a base hit to center. He was at second base. Almost was thrown out at the plate. Must have gotten a terrible jump because he should have been able to score pretty easily on that hit. Again, that was a long time ago, though. All the way back in the 3rd. Curveball high. 1-1. Posey digs in, ready with the 1-1 from McCray. That is a strike at the knees. He doesn't like it, but that, hey, and I'm be the first one to tell you that the zone has been big, but that was a strike. It has been a massive zone today, resulting in 25 strikeouts combined. Popped him up. Is he going to stay in play? No. Yeah, McCray is, I agree, he's going pretty quick. Yeah, he's not, as soon as they look at him, he is delivering. Thought Wingo did the same thing for Wynne. He was pretty quick with his pitches. That's another quick one coming from McCray. Here it is, swinging a ground ball. Bo Barnes, he plays it back, and the throw is in time. Tell you what, I thought he might have played it back too much. but the arm was good enough, and there's 2 outs. Back-to-back 5 threes. Brings Elijah Havner to the plate. Havner, nope, it's not Havner. That is number 11. Is Havner number 11? Is that right? Pull up my handy-dandy roster here. Yep. I had him written down as number 13. I have no idea why. Clerical error. First pitch to him. Swinging a foul. Boy, this has been a really well-pitched game. Defensively, pretty good for Stuttgart. Wynn's had a few moments. Offensively, it has been a challenge today for both teams. One strike count. As McCray back on the rubber, he's ready with it. Here we go. Curveball right back through the box. That's a good piece of hitting. It goes right off the second base bag. That's a good piece of hitting. Stayed back on that off-speed pitch and drove it into center field. Kudos. And that is the first base runner for the Yellow Jackets since all the way back in the 6th inning. McCray had retired him in order in the 7th, 8th, and had gotten the first 2 outs in the 9th. The last base runner was a walk of Austin Owens. Yes. Is he back? Okay, so they've re-entered Harris. He was pinch hit for back in the 7th, and that didn't go well. It was a strikeout, and that was the 4th strikeout in the leadoff spot, and Harris is down 0-1, and he's just not seeing it worth a flip. That was just a very defensive swing. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off out of play 0-2. Boy, the monkey is definitely on Harris's back. He knows he is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. That is a bad feeling. You do not want to get the 4th. Well, he is way back in the count. 0-2, 2 outs, runner at first. McCray from the stretch. There goes the runner. The throw down is not in time. Where was that pitch? That was a really good-looking pitch from McCray. I thought that was strike 3. Wow. That was really, really close to being a strikeout of Harris, but it's called a ball, and it's 1-2. That puts the base runner in scoring position. He's the go-ahead run out there. Here's the 1-2 to Harris. He could flip the script right now with a base hit, and he swings and misses. 4th strikeout of Harris, 5th strikeout of the top of the order. And we're going to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 4, back in 90 seconds. You're listening to Riceburg Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Like you, Stedman's Ace Hardware is passionate about their community. They support the Lions Club, Fight Like a Kid, and numerous other organizations, including youth, high school, and adult sports programs. Whether helping their neighbors or helping their customers, Stedman's Ace Hardware truly is the helpful place. Shop Weber Grills, Blackstone Griddles, Traeger Pellet Grills and Pellets, and more, and get all the help you need at Stedman's Ace Hardware, 110 South College in downtown Stuttgart. Stedman's Ace Hardware, the helpful place.
Pearson Company, 209 North Burkle in Stuttgart, has been your specialist in design, sales, and installation of pre-engineered steel buildings for many years. With a workforce of highly trained and skilled workmen, Pearson Company has constructed a variety of business, church, commercial, and farm equipment buildings. For professional service, whether it be repair on existing buildings or a new pre-engineered steel building, look to Pearson Company, 209 North Burkle in Stuttgart. Call 673-6984.
Hi, this is Kim Bethay and Emily Smith, Kim and M from Coker-Hampton Drug Company and Gift Shop. Teacher Appreciation Week is your chance to say thank you, and we've made it easy with gifts they'll love. From classroom favorites to personal treats, we'll help you find something thoughtful and meaningful. Stop by Coker Hampton, 218 South Main in downtown Stuttgart, or call or text 870-659-0777.
All right, here we go. Let's win it in the bottom of the ninth. Harper Falke's going to lead things off. Falke is 0 for 3 today. He's got a sacrifice 1-3 put out, but other than that, it's been a pop up to the shortstop, a strikeout looking, and a fly out to right. I don't see young man going 0 for 4 today, 0 for 5, no plate appearances on his 5 plate appearances. Swinging a miss on a pitch outside. Harper he was frustrated. He knows that he expanded big there. Everybody wants to be the hero. I get it. Rice Birds have out hit him 9-4. Swinging a ground ball, shortstop. Eat him up. Nope. 6-3. Hold on. What are we going to say? Now, Stuttgart thinks he might have pulled his foot. I don't think so. I think he was out. All right, so let's see here. 6-3 on the putout of Falke for the first out of the inning. That brings Bo Barnes to the plate. Barnes led off the 7th with a single, and then he was stranded at first. First one to Bo is a curveball, swing and a miss. Stayed back. His eyes got big. Couldn't get a piece. But it is officially nighttime here in Stuttgart. 0-1. Here it is in the dirt. Here's the 1-1 to Bo. Right at the second baseman, fields it on a hop, throws across, and got him. Boy, that second baseman's arm is not strong, but it's strong enough. Thought that ball might have a little weird English on it. It was hit right off the end of the bat, but second baseman fielded it. And it's up to Nathan Spoon if Stuttgart's going to win it in the ninth. First pitch to him is a ball. (1-0) fouled off, out of play, strike one. Ball and a strike. Here's the pitch to Spoon. Hit to the right side, right at the right fielder. Steps in, now he drifts back and makes the catch, and that'll do it in the bottom of the ninth inning. 3 up, 3 down, and boy, I tell you what, Mr. Moore has done a fine job since coming in relief of Wingo. We head to the top of the 10th, and I'm going to have to start a new book. Back in 90 seconds, Rice Birds Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Are you tired of unreliable internet service? Do you constantly run over your data plan? Are you having trouble getting internet service where you live? With TextStream high-speed internet, you'll get consistent high speeds and low latency that doesn't stop at city limits. TextStream high-speed internet is perfect for homes, small and large businesses, farmers, and hunting clubs. You'll be able to stream, game, and surf with no interruptions. Servicing Arkansas, Lonoke, Prairie, Jefferson, and Lincoln counties. TextStream is your locally owned and operated high-speed internet solution. Call toll-free 866-268-0101 or visit TextStream.net.
Muck Boots are ready to take on any job while keeping you protected. And you'll find original Muck Boots at U.S. Irrigation Distributors in Stuttgart and DeWitt, along with comfortable, stylish, and tough Twisted X footwear. Check out these 2 great lines of boots and shoes, including 100% weatherproof options today at U.S. Irrigation. Original Muck Boots and Twisted X footwear. U.S. Irrigation Distributors, Highway 165 north of Stuttgart, and in DeWitt at 550 Highway 165 north. Call 673-2830 or 946-4116.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Axton McCray back on the mound as he has been very, very good in relief of Dagan Duncan. He came in with 2 outs in the 5th, and he has blanked the Jackets. Noah Stewart, the batter. Got to go back to my other book, my other page, to get his situation. He is 1 for 4 today with a single and scored in the 3rd. Swing and a miss. We are in the 10th inning, y'all. The 10th inning. Tied at 4. Rice Birds have out hit them 9-4. Here's the 0-1 inside. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a foul ball. Can the right fielder get there? No. Cameron Rogers gave it a look, but couldn't quite get there. Made a good effort at it. But it's a 1-2 count on the batter. Man, I'm getting sleepy. It's after 8 o'clock. We are 3 hours old in about 60 seconds in this one. I'm going to text my mom and tell her to make sure my girl's getting the shower tonight. I remember that. 13 innings, cross it down. Yeah, I remember that. Here's the 1-2 right at the first baseman, but it gets through the legs of Duncan, and that's going to put the leadoff batter on for the first time in a long time. Hit it sharply, but that's a play that Duncan needs to make. He knows it. E3, and Wynne has a base runner. Cooper Thompson, the batter. We'll see if they bunt him. Lefty. We'll see how they play this with the go-ahead run in, or at first. He's not in scoring position. See if they try to get him moved or if they let him swing. They are in the middle of the order, but the middle of the order hadn't done much. No one's really done much for Wynne besides he shows bunt, popped it up to the backstop. That was a good pitch. Threw it right at him. Not much you can do with it. One strike count. Here's the 0-1. They check on the runner. He's back. Kind of slowed down a little bit. Everybody's wearing out. Here's the 1 strike. Shows bunt, bunts it, foul. Wynne struggled to get the bunt down today. They've tried to bunt and ended up getting to 2 strikes. Bunt is it's a tough thing to do, man. Two-strike count. McCray working pretty deliberately. He's got plenty of pitches left. He's not even into 70 yet, so he's got a long way to go. They're going to check on the runner. He's back. 0-2. Here it is, outside. They throw behind the runner. Duncan digs it out. Brian kind of hesitated a little bit. I believe if Dagan would have been on first, they might have had the snap on Thompson. Or excuse me, Stewart. Ball and 2 strikes. McCray trying to work another perfect top of the 10th. He has put zeros on the board since coming into the game with 2 outs in the 5th. Here's the 1-2, swinging a ground ball. That's going to be fielded by Bo Barnes. His only play is the first, makes the out. Nobody's covering third, and Wynne, with good base running, has a runner 90 feet away. Barnes fielded, made a good decision to go to first, but unfortunately Griffin did not cover the bag at third, and the Wynne base runner Stewart took advantage. Very, very, very heady base running, and that's just an example. You know, you got a freshman playing shortstop. That's going to happen. So now Stuttgart's going to bring the infield in with 1 out and the go-ahead run 90 feet away. Now the situation is getting a little bit dire here. So that's going to bring McConnell to the plate. First pitch to him, swinging a foul. Well, a strikeout would go down good here. Pop up. Ricebirds will try to choke the runner at the plate if they get the opportunity. With 1 out, Wynne will probably be pretty aggressive out there. Probably any contact except to the pitcher. They'll break. Here's the 0-1. McConnell takes a pitch high, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Here it comes to McConnell in the dirt. Prine has it squared away, but not far enough. 2-1. The game is slowed down considerably here in the top of the 10th inning. Ricebirds trying to get out of the jam. Wynne trying to put the go-ahead, potentially winning run across the plate. 1 out. Here's the 2-1. Off speed upstairs. And now Stuttgart's going to go ahead and walk McConnell. So with a 3-1 count, they're going to go ahead and put him on at first intentionally. And that brings Maddox Wingo to the plate. What has Wingo done today? Feels like he's had a – see, he struck out, doubled and scored, walked and struck out. So 2 strikeouts. And he can give Wynne the lead with a base hit here. Stuttgart's going to play the infield back at double play depth. The corner's in. Wingo a lefty, so Stuttgart will have to be quick on the relay.
A tornado watch has been issued for your location.
Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did not go. It was in the dirt. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0. There goes the runner, swinging a foul. We'll do it again. That's the danger of going ahead and giving that intentional walk in a first and third situation is, well, with the go-ahead run at third, you really have a hard time taking a chance to get the out at second if they steal. Ball and a strike. McCray comes set, checks on the runner. Boy, it's quiet. All you can hear is the sounds from the industrial park across the way. We have ground to a halt. 1-1. Wingo. There goes the runner, swinging a foul. We'll do it again. 1-2. Strikeout would be big. McCray has gone to the breaking stuff to get his strikeouts today. Of course, his slider is going to go into Wingo. He's in that left-handed box. way ahead, so McCray can be pretty careful here. He's going to step off. Now he's back as he's ready with the 1-2. There goes the runner outside. They're going to throw behind the runner at third. Everybody's safe. And, boy, the runner from first just completely jumped over second base. I have seen some ugly slides in my life. That's one of them. He slid just way late and kind of Supermaned over the back. That was ugly is what that was. I apologize for anybody, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything, but that was an ugly slide by any definition. But he's safe, so there's runners at second and third. 1 out, 2-2 count on the batter as Wingo could give Wynne a 2-run lead with a base hit. Here's the pitch from McCray, off speed to the backstop. Stayed back, new life. Two. Now McCray's going to move over into the windup. Now he's ready. Here it is. Just missed upstairs. Count full. I care more than I should, honestly. But I kind of want to know. But I don't want to care, but I kind of do. Because I don't want to, I don't want to say anything I don't want to say. No. Here's the 3-2. And that's going to be a walk of Wingo. That's a good plate appearance. He goes from 0-2, 1-2, all the way back to a 3-2 count and then draws the walk. So a couple of walks in the inning has loaded the bases. And we need something good to happen here. Maddox Wingo, let's put him on base with a walk. But before we do, we're going to have a conversation. Coach Brown wants to call time, talk to his infield. We'll take a break with him. 30 seconds. Ricebird Baseball on Country 97.3.
Express Employment Professionals in Stuttgart has immediate openings for all job types and skill levels. Come in today to apply or go online to expresspros.com. Express is now hiring clerical, office administration, warehouse and production, equipment operators, CDL drivers, welders, machine operators, general labor, and all sorts of skilled trades. Even if you're just thinking about a new job, start your search with Express Employment Professionals at 1904 South Main in Stuttgart. Come in today or go online to expresspros.com.
Meeting in the mound is over, and now the Ricebirds have a bases-loaded, one-out situation in the top of the 10th inning, tied at 4 with the Wynne Yellow Jackets here at home in a game that started over 3 hours ago. It's going to be number 31, Christian Gutierrez at the plate. Ricebirds bring the infield in, force everywhere. First pitch to Gutierrez hit him. Hit him in the back, and Wynne leads it 5-4. So that is going to put the go-ahead run across, and the bases are still loaded as Gutierrez gets an RBI the hard way. Austin Owens the batter now. Inning started with an error, then a 5-3 put out. 2 walks and an HBP. Infield still drawn in for the Ricebirds. Here is the first pitch to Owens, and he takes a ball down. Next one misses out. So McCray has kind of lost the strike zone a little bit, although he has been very good today. It's just hard when you got traffic on the base pass, you got a lot of things going through your mind. It's hard to focus on the next pitch sometimes. Here's the 2-0. Outside, 3-0. McCray has to come with a strike. It's 3-0. I guarantee Owens is going to be taken here. That's a strike. 3-1. Give me a double play ball here. Give me a 1-2-3 double play. Owens ready as McCray works the windup. 3-1 pitch is on the way. Walked him. And it's 2 across, and the bases are still loaded. So things are getting a little dire here as the 10th inning has not been kind, and we're going to have a pitching change. Coach Brown's going to come out. He's going to make a change, and we'll see. Of course, at this point, now you're not just thinking about the win. You're thinking about margin of victory, because if you split, you need to beat Wynne by more than they beat you. So every run matters the rest of the way. It looks like it's going to be Jay Griffin that'll take over on the mound for Coach Brown. He inherits a bases-loaded, one-out situation. Top 10, his team down 6-4. We'll tell you about it in 90 seconds. This is Riceburg Baseball on the AB Sports Radio Network.
Hello, this is Kyle Stovison with Ag Heritage Farm Credit Services in Stuttgart. If you're looking to purchase or refinance farm real estate, equipment, cattle, or need capital for your crop operating expenses, we finance it all and share our profits through our patronage program. At Ag Heritage, we have friendly loan officers, competitive rates, and most of all, a lender who provides you with a financing package tailor-made to fit your individual needs. Please contact Kevin Wingfield or myself, Kyle Stovison, in Stuttgart at 870-673-1558. Ag Heritage Farm Credit Services is an equal housing lender.
Do you know how much life insurance your partner has? What company is it with? Do you have life insurance? Is it through your employer only, or do you have a policy that you own? This is Holly Brothers, and as a life insurance agent, it is my responsibility to discuss the types of coverage available to you and put a plan in place for when your employer no longer provides coverage. Life insurance costs more as we age, so don't wait to apply. Let's lock in your rate today and save. Give Keith or myself a call at Connection Insurance 870-673-9249.
At Blue Seal Petroleum, serving you is their privilege. Blue Seal extends a heartfelt thank you to their valued customers across Arkansas and surrounding counties. Your trust in Blue Seal for your fuel, tire, and service needs is truly appreciated. It's your loyalty that has fueled their commitment to excellence for over 80 years. From the entire team at Blue Seal Petroleum, thank you for choosing them. They're here for you always. When you need them, call Blue Seal in DeWitt at 870-946-2281. And for Stuttgart, call 870-673-3126.
Ricebirds need to get out of the jam. The base is loaded, 1 out. It's not just about winning the game now. It's also about limiting the margin of victory for Wynne. 6-4, first pitch from Griffin's upstairs. Bottom of the order in Posey and then Havner. And then back to the top. Here's the 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Strike zone has been a challenge here in the 10th. Wynne scored 2. This is their first run since the 3rd. Here's the 2-0. Up and in, 3-0. Griffin will step off. Now he's set. 3-0 catches the corner, 3-1. Maybe that'll start the good vibes rolling. Here's the 3-1. Swinging a foul, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded. Magnum Posey at the plate. He could blow this one open with a base hit. Ricebirds have the infield drawn in. They're coming home with it. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and there's 2 outs in the 10th now. So Griffin gets the strikeout of Posey. And they're 1 out away from limiting the damage. But they've got to get through the number 9 batter, Elijah Havner, for that to happen. What has Havner done today? He has walked and scored. He's walked and been stranded. He has singled and was stranded. And now he bats with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the top of the 10th. His team leading 6-4. Griffin from the stretch. He will set, has the baseball from the belt. First pitch is fouled into the parking lot. Rice Birds have had their chances. They have stranded double digits today. They've struck out 12 times. Wynne's done a good job of not giving up free bases. That's what they've limited, is the walks and the HBPs. Curveball, top of the zone, strike 2. Maybe expanded a little bit, but we'll take it. Now Griffin's ahead, 0-2. Tell you what, this is big now. Not just to potentially give him a chance to win the game in the bottom of the frame, but again, if you go down to Wynne and you get that split, it's all about margin of victory for postseason seeding. Here's the 0-2. Just misses outside, 1-2. That pitch has been a little bit of an adventure today on that outer corner. Griffin ready with the 1-2. Swinging a ground ball, foul. Well, that was about a foot away from clearing the bases. But it's just a loud foul ball. Ball and 2 strikes. Griffin brings the next one off speed. That one's hit in the air to left. 1 run scores. They're going to try to score the run from second. No, they're going to stop him there, and the bases are still loaded. Good decision. Falke's throw would have had him out, but it's 7-4 on an RBI single from Havner. 1-2 count. Rice Birds were a strike away from getting out of it, but Havner delivers. And now to the top of the order in Drake Harris. And boy, that young man has had a tough day. He is 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Boy, he could go home happy with a big hit here, though. Changes all that. Here's the first one. That one misses. 1-0. Bases are still loaded. It's been a long top of the 10th. It's been a long game. We are 3 hours and 15, 16, almost 20 minutes into this one. Here's the 1-0. Downstairs. 2-0. Nowhere to put him. Here's the 2-0. Outside 3-0. Griffin has to come with a strike or he will walk in the 4th run of the inning. 8th run of the game. Time called. As if this game has not gotten too long as it is. We should take away all of the times. No times the rest of the way. He's back. Yeah, once you're in the box, there's no time. It's like banana ball. Can't call time. Here's the 3-0 from Griffin. Missed high. He aimed that one, and that is a 4-pitch walk. And Harris is on base for the first time today. And it's 8-4. Wynne has scored in 2 innings, but they've scored 4 runs in each inning so far. Each of those 2. This inning started a long time ago with an E3, and it has devolved since. First pitch to Stewart. Ball 1. Stewart started the inning off. He's batting for the second time. One 0 count. Up and in, 2-0. A lot of pressure on that freshman out there right now. Not sure who the second option would be. They may go to Fontenot in center. doubt they use Rogers coming off of injury. They won't use Spoon. He's going to start Thursday. Here's the 2-0. Ooh, very generous outside corner, and it's 2-1. Well, hey, somebody's ready to call this an inning. That ball was way off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Griffin back in contact. Maybe that'll change the at-bat. Here's the 2-1. That's a strike. Middle, 2-2. Come on, baby. Get that last one. 2-2, 2 outs. 8-4 Wynne in front. They have scored 4 in the 10th. Still only 5 hits. Stuttgart's out hit them 9-5. Pitches downstairs, and everybody's going to get a head start. 3-2, 2 outs. Griffin has to come with a strike here, or he'll walk in another one. Here's the 3-2, swinging a foul. Do it again. Griffin looks into the dugout to get the pitch call. Here's the 3-2, swinging a drive right side. Over goes Rogers. He's going to camp out. Uh-oh, he might have overrun it. He catches it on the way to the ground, and there's 3 gone. Of course, the Wynne first base coach, he thinks he dropped it. I have no idea what that guy's been looking at all day. Doesn't matter. That'll do it for Wynne in the top of the 10th inning. They push 4 across. They lead it 8-4. We head to the bottom of the 10th inning. Stuttgart's got to score 4 to keep playing, 5 to win. Back in 90 seconds. Riceburg Baseball on the EAB Sports Radio Network.
Hi, this is Lori Ann Brown, and here at Farmers and Merchants Bank, we've been part of the community since 1945, and that means something important. We're locally owned and operated right here in Arkansas. The folks making decisions at our bank live right here. We know the soil, the community, and the value of your word. We combine the best of modern banking with old-fashioned, neighborly trust because our success is tied directly to yours. Come in and talk to a hometown expert. Farmers and Merchants Bank, rooted in Arkansas, growing communities, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Kim Bethay. And Emily Smith, Kim and M from Coker Hampton Drug Company and Gift Shop. Teacher Appreciation Week is your chance to say thank you. And we've made it easy with gifts they'll love. From classroom favorites to personal treats, we'll help you find something thoughtful and meaningful. Stop by Coker Hampton, 218 South Main in downtown Stuttgart, or call or text 870-659-0777.
Tohatsu Outboard offers 4-stroke motors from 2.5 to 250 horsepower, and all with a 5-year warranty. Built with their one-of-a-kind direct injection technology, Tohatsu has revolutionized environmental performance, uncompromising in their pursuit of durable and lightweight outboard motors. And with interest rates as low as 4.99% financing, now is the time to get a new Tohatsu motor from Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. Call Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart or click on maxbw.com. Great service and competitive prices. Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. The hunt begins here.
Stuttgart is running out of time. They trail 8-4, 3 outs to get 4 runs, 5 to win. Dagan Duncan leads things off. Dagan sacrificed himself. Well, he sacrificed himself the last 2 times he came to the plate. A sack 5-3, sack 1-3. Both of them, kind of, I understand playing for a run, but it kind of one of those head scratchers from time to time. That first pitch is fouled off. Duncan, Prine, Rogers. Every run matters, though. Every run matters. Swing and a miss. Dunk was fishing there. That was a granddaddy hack. Did not get cheated. 0-2. Upstairs. Tip of the cap to Mr. Moore. He has done a good job in relief of Wingo. Didn't think he would. I thought Stuttgart really might knock him around a little bit. He's not overpowering, but 1-2 downstairs, 2-2. Maybe. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a foul to the backstop. Do it again. Two balls, two strikes. Here it is to Duncan. Kind of guessing because that was definitely off the plate, but it's been called a strike today. Strike zone has been huge. 3-2 now. Here's the 3-2. Leadoff walk. That might be the first free base of the game issued by Moore. Let me see. Now, he gave up a walk in the 7th. Gave up a walk in the 7th. And that was an intentional walk, though. So that is the first legitimate walk of the game for Moore since he came in relief of Wingo. Hayden Pride bats. He was intentionally walked by Moore his last time up. And he was stranded. Duncan with a small lead. He ain't going anywhere outside. His run means, well, you know, I shouldn't say it means nothing because those margin of victories, they do matter. Stuttgart were to lose this one and beat Wynne in the turnaround, then you're trying to win those tiebreakers. Here's the 1-0. Pop up left side out of play. Cameron Rogers is in the on-deck circle. Jay Griffin is in the hole. He's swinging a... No, excuse me, that's not Griffin. Who is that? I believe you're right. I believe it's Fontenot swinging a bat. He'll be up, if anything, extend this inning. Here's the 1-1. That's a strike. 1-2. That was a pretty good pitch there. Ball and 2 strikes. Prine has to hit with 2 on him here. See if he can keep the train rolling. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a foul. The battle is a brewing. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a ground ball, third base, and it ate him up. Ate him up into left field, and the Ricebirds have 2 on and 1 out. Boy, the third baseman for Wynne, he was in trouble from the crack of the bat. He played that one back, and that ain't the way to play that one. You got to come get it. So now Cameron Rogers will bat. And the tying run is in the on-deck circle. So a walk and an E5, but 2 on with nobody out. Cameron Rogers trying to keep the hit train rolling. First pitch from Moore to the seniors on the way. Shows bunt. Popped it up. Huh. Down 4. Outs are precious. Stuttgart shows bunt. Here's the 0-1. Shows bunt again. Takes a pitch outside. Ball and a strike. Shows bunt. Takes a pitch high. I imagine Wynne will gladly exchange an out for a sacrifice here. Maybe a little pressure on the defense, though, make them make a mistake. Here's the 2-1. Shows bunt. Pulls it back, takes the ball outside, 3-1. So maybe the square's bothering Moore out there a little bit. I imagine he'll do that again. He may try to work a walk here. Rogers has not gotten on base yet today, but he had one on the screws the last time up. 3 balls and a strike. Moore has to come with the strike. He's showing bunt, pulls it back, and he walked him. Bases are loaded, and there's still nobody out in the home half of the 10th, and things are getting interesting here. Axton McCray bats. His single scored 2 all the way back. Gosh, that was a long time ago. 5th inning. We've played a whole nother game since then. Nobody out, bases loaded. Moore's still on the mound. He will work from the stretch. Pitch is on the way, and that is outside. Ball 1. Boy, that last 3 outs is the toughest in the game. It's the reason the closers make the big bucks. 1-0. Swinging a foul tip. A little surprised they weren't taken until they got a strike there. That was a strike, though. That's a good pitch to swing at. 1-1. Wynne will gladly trade an out for a run. You know, the bunting, if you're trying to win the game, doesn't make a lot of sense, but if you're trying to get those runs across, it does. So, here's the 1-1. Popped him up. That's not going to do anything. First baseman camps. It's actually an infield fly, so he's out. And there's 1 out. Top of the order, though. Tyne runs at the plate. Every run matters. Icebird's trying to close the gap here. Who knows? Maybe take the lead. Jay Griffin is in the on-deck circle. Mr. Jay has been pretty good at the plate today. Came into a tough spot in the top of the 10th and finally got Stuttgart out of the inning. First pitch on the way to Fontenot. That one misses out. Boy, you just hold your breath on that outside pitch. Because it has been a strike a lot today. Here's the 1-0. Fontenot hits one right back up the middle. Shortstop field. Steps on second. Throw across the diamond is in time, and somehow, some way, Wynne got out of it. 6-U3 double play, and Stuttgart's going to fall here in 10 innings. Final score to the Yellow Jackets, 8-4. Fontenot hit it pretty hard, but he hit it right at the shortstop, who made a nice play, stepped on the bag, got the relay in time, and got Austin by a step. So Stuttgart falls to 6-3 in conference play. Wynne improves to 7-2. The rubber match, well, it's really not a rubber match, but the second game of the 2 games will come up on Thursday when Stuttgart travels to Wynne for the regular season finale. Stuttgart needs to win, and they need to beat the Yellow Jackets by 5 runs, or they will be the number 3 seed next week in the 4A2 regional tournament. Well, if you stayed with us for all 3.5 hours of this one, you're going to have to go home disappointed. Ricebirds fall tonight. Final score, 8-4. We'll have more information on regional tournament play. You can follow the Stuttgart Daily Leader. Check out the Country 97.3 Facebook page for all of that information. But until then, thanks for making us a part of your Monday night. Pay attention to the weather, not only today but also tomorrow. Storms are in the forecast. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week. Good night, everyone.